What is going on, Casually FC? The 2023 is ending, and I am here in my fort, making sure everything is alive and well and safe, keeping the show alive during the apocalypse. No, I'm kidding. I moved home, so this is a temporary setup. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Casually FC. Welcome to the call-in show where you guys get to have your say on what we're going to talk about, or really whatever you want to talk about. But today we're going to be focusing on the youth transfers that have really been coming in through the window. See what information we can find. See what you guys can tell us. See what Ahmed, Chris, Oliver can tell us, and opinions that we have. But before we do that, ladies and gents, as always, well, Chris might have some knowledge. You never know.
Listen, Chris is pretty early.
I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry.
Chris is early. You know what I'm saying?
But
I'm just being honest about wait, Chris, you don't want to take offense to what I'm saying?
No, Chris doesn't take offense to anything. But also he's gonna come in and he didn't hear half of this, so he's gonna what'd you guys say? Anyways, before we start, ladies and gents, as always, be sure to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We're very, very close to 2,400, so help us push through and get to 2,400. Let's start the new year right, so help us get to that. Also, smash the notification bell so you are notified whenever we do go live. Also, be sure to check out the links in the description below so you are notified whenever we do go live. Check out the comments section. Let us know your thoughts on everything that you hear today, anything you want to talk about. Also, be sure to check out the memberships. We have 4 different memberships starting at 99p. There will be more in the future, and there will be more content that you get from it. So the more support we get, the more we can fund new content, more stuff on the channel. All the support goes straight back into the channel, reinvest into the channel. But yeah, guys, let's start off 2024 strong. We have a transfer window. Chelsea is up and about, ready to do business. Bowley and Iqbali, putting the stacks on the table, ready to spend, or maybe ready to save. We'll see what's going to happen. But it's exciting times, and this is the first stream of the year. I'm excited, and I'm in a new home, a new stream, new PC coming soon. But boys, let's start talking. All right, let's start talking. Okay, that'll come soon. That'll come in time, man. Busy man, busy life. Okay, I'm just saying, stop hating on me right now. Like, why are you doing this, man? You calling me out? Like, oh no, I'm just kidding. Anyways, let's get to the show. Okay, so youth transfers. So today's show, I kind of wanted to focus on just the overall these youngings that we're seeing coming through. There's a few of them already that we're linked with. Some of them that we already signed that are through the line. But let's start off with basically the gist of the plan for the transfer window today. By the way, I am on 2 screens today, so bear with me as I am going to do my best to manage this. But it should be good. All right, let's look at this first tweet that I have here. Also, do I have this zoomed in? Yes, I do. Okay. Chelsea priority in January is outgoings, but there will be signings. The club needs to sell players. So there will be signings. We have to sell players. We already know Gallagher's on the chopping block. Matson's on the chopping block. Trevor Chalaba's on the chopping block. Am I forgetting anyone? I feel like I'm forgetting someone. There's going to be Roja's potentially on the top.
Kukurea, maybe.
Maybe. Oh, you wouldn't be able to pass a medical.
I mean, as a more long-term thing, maybe Kukurea. Not now though, because he's injured.
But as of January, I could say that those names that I just named are on the chopping block. Let's go ahead and move on to the next tweet here. Starting off with this kid that we missed out on, or did we? I don't know. So here we go. Gabriel Moscardo to PSG. Here we go. Understood. Verbal agreement with Corinthians has been reached for 20 million euros fixed fee. Package also includes 2 million euros add-ons. Moscardo will travel to Paris as soon as club signs formal agreement. Beraldo and Moscardo to PSG done. Any opinions on this, guys? Do you feel like we probably should have, tried to pounce on this while we had the chance, or
we can't take them all like they're Pokemons, Marshall. Like, we can't get every young kid or whatever age they are. I don't know how old this guy is. Is he what, under 18?
I don't think he's under 18. I will say
Okay.
he's 20 or 19. I think. I don't remember what happened.
We still bought a lot of 19-year-olds as well. We can't get them all, so it don't really bother me. Like we signed so many, we just brought back another 19-year-old back to the club from Nottingham
He's
Forest.
18.
Who?
18,
Santos?
okay.
Well, okay.
Moscardo.
Yeah. Like, well,
Moscardo.
there's not much to say about it really. Like, I don't know who this kid is, unless Marshall, unless any of you guys know who he is.
I mean, I've seen him play a little bit through highlights. I shouldn't say I've seen him play. I've seen clips and highlights of him. Really.
Where did he play?
As far as I'm aware, he's a DM. Am I correct in saying that, boys?
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah. We have Santos, so
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Casper,
That-
Gallagher. and all
Marshall, that's really the point I wanted to make on this. Can we start using the young players that we actually have correctly first before we think about buying new ones? Like, this doesn't make any sense. I mean, this is denying that the guy could maybe become a great player in the future, or maybe he's even great now. I don't know, but we have players right now. Come on.
Just to have some full transparency on this whole situation, I am not really in favor of getting more of these youth signing, just like the rest of the fan base. But I'm also not going to sit here and bitch about it at this point. Really, like, there's no point. Like, there's nothing I can do. So the best I can do is kind of just. I'm not going to take a boat all the way to the UK for 50 days and 49 nights just to do a protest.
I guess you don't have planes. I guess you don't
I
have
disagree,
planes.
but like we'll get to why. I will say that, but we'll get to why.
Well, my point in saying that is really that it's just that I guess I've kind of come to terms that no matter how or what happens, this club seems like they're going to sign youths. So at this point, it's kind of like, all right, let's see what youths are signing and see who looks promising and hope for the best at this point. But I mean, there are some youth players that we're linked with that, I mean, I do think are promising. And I don't want to say youth, but in that, I guess, that age demographic that is rumored that is what they want. Like Olise, for example. I do want Olise. But that's just Olise. That's one example, and there's not very many after that. But go ahead, Ahmed. What were you saying you disagreed with?
I disagree with the idea of people like of us buying these young guys. I think it's the right approach, but what needed to happen was that they should have been using Strasbourg to buy these players, obviously, and the other clubs they bought. Right now, we know that Sporting apparently is very close now. Apparently, one of the they need to do. So they basically
obviously
got. Yeah, so they've essentially got Sporting Lisbon. You could pretty much say they've essentially got Sporting Lisbon in terms of a minority stake there too. So now you've got three clubs now, where Chelsea, Sporting Lisbon, and Strasbourg, where you have power over transfers and everything that you need to do. So I don't really think it's an issue.
I will say, obviously, there are a few things that have been going on other than just these transfers in terms of the kits being released, the Sporting Lisbon news and the multi-club model and all this stuff. Obviously, we're going to be going over that in a bigger show and in a more depth at the on the Casually Chelsea show. But for now, like, I did just want to focus the show mostly on these youth transfers and not the other big transfers that obviously are taking over the news, like Conor Gallagher and so on and so forth. But yeah, I agree, Ahmed. I agree. I feel like that should have been the approach from the get-go. I feel like we have some links here that is kind of the approach. So let's just let me see where we're at here and let's continue on. So this is another one. I'm not too sure about this one. Chelsea are longstanding admirers of Peterborough 20-year-old defender Ronnie Edwards. The club are always in the market for young talent, and another rival from South America cannot be ruled out. That's coming from Simon Johnson's Sport right there. Anyone familiar with this guy? This show's just going to be that this whole time.
It's been years since I last watched a Peterborough game.
So, from a little cheeky scout I've done, apparently he seems like a up-and-coming centre-back. But that's pretty much what I know from him. He seems like a young, and apparently they were trying to buy him last summer. So this is clearly a target they've had in for quite a while as well.
Looks like a great promising kid. Bring him to Stamford Bridge, man. Where's he play?
I have no idea. I literally don't know.
Is he a centre back or a full back?
Centre back.
Oh, he's a centre back.
Okay.
Peterborough. Yeah, Peterborough. I'm sorry.
Nah, we no, we just don't need him. We have literally Colwell's a great up and coming young talented centre back. We have
Colwell's not playing centre back though.
At the minute, you don't know what.
Hold that, you fucking dickhead, Rodrigo de Paul. You fucking bastard.
Huh? What the hell just happened?
It's Girona versus Atletico Madrid.
This little fucking bum Morata, yeah, you thought he could score 3 goals, yeah, and
he did.
And the universe here wouldn't hit you with a nice little bit of karma. Yeah, you can score goals, yeah, but you always lose. You will score goals, but you're gonna lose now. You can hold it. You know what I mean? When your team needs to score, you couldn't score. And then
I actually predicted Atletico Madrid to win 4-3.
Hold that, you pussy-o! Hold that, you pussy-o!
Huh?
Yeah, Ahmed has beef with
What's wrong with this guy, man?
I mean, I don't like that player either, so I kind of
Fuck him!
Jesus. You know what?
Hold
I got
that,
you.
Let Morata eat, man. He got a hat trick. He did his job, man. He did his job. He got a hat trick. The team let him down.
Morata got a hat trick?
Yeah,
hey, yo. Okay.
Hey, yo.
That was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy, man. That was crazy, man.
Ahmed's letting his inside thoughts come outside.
Calma. But yeah, I don't know much about this guy, so let's go ahead and move on. But it is a center back. I would say like we should be looking for a center back. I don't know if it should be this guy, but we'll continue on to. Let's go on to the other player we're linked with, which we've been linked with for a while now, and that's SESKO. Right? Oops, I did the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. So Benjamin SESKO. Chelsea are continuing to scout Benjamin SESKO, according to Simon Johnson. And another tweet I have here is that Chelsea may be forced to look at striker alternatives with Victor Osimhen and Ivan Toney. Unlikely, the club are continuing to scout Benjamin SESKO. This is coming from The Athletic and Simon Johnson. Go for it, man. Talk to me about Benjamin SESKO.
So I'm just going to tell everyone right now, the striker the club are going for in January is Benjamin SESKO. I'm just going to tell everyone how it is right now. Osimhen and Toney, for me, obviously we know it's not going to be possible in January considering their circumstances. They've been scouting this guy since they've come into, since they've come to the club, literally. Like, if you remember in the summer, Chelsea were literally scouting this guy. They were scouting this guy heavily. So for me, Osimhen, not going to happen. Toney, not going to happen. It then leaves again the others, and like Fabrizio actually on Kick reported that if Chelsea sign a striker, Broha may consider his future in the second half of the transfer window. And for me, that probably points towards Chelsea are already actively looking for that striker that they want to bring in, and that for me means that SESKO is the one that's going to happen in January, in my opinion.
So let me see some stats. 20 years old.
Yeah.
Plays for Leipzig, like you've seen.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's barely playing at Leipzig because I actually
he gets barely. He does play. He does get to play in a lot of games, right? But he doesn't start the games, does he?
No. He barely starts. He literally barely starts, and part of it is because of the fact they've got Openda, and Openda and Javi Simmons have really connected well, essentially. Yeah. So he's not been able to get enough screen time. Even someone like even though I know Timo Werner's not great either, right?
Mm-hmm.
Timo Werner's had more minutes than him this season, right?
But even he's not getting enough game time because basically Werner's the backup. Then he's just the number 3 essentially right now for them. So
I will say he's got to be dirt cheap though, Ahmed. He's got to be dirt cheap for us then if we go going for him because they don't use him. He can't be worth more than 50 mil.
But the thing is, bro, when he was out but the thing is here, when he was playing for Salzburg.
I never heard of him when he played Salzburg. I just know
Salzburg. He was cooking at Salzburg.
Was he?
At Salzburg, he was cooking.
Last season or season before? Is it like?
He moved to Leipzig. Now, again, I think for me, I think the club want to cash in on Broha in the sense of the free money thing, and his performances as well haven't been as great. I understand what Justice is saying. I think Osimhen is the summer target. He's going to be like your main striker, and then you essentially have Jackson, and then you have SESKO for me. That's the way I think they're probably planning. To do the squad, essentially, in my opinion. So
okay, so yeah, I was going to actually ask you that. You think in the summer we're not likely, but we have a chance of getting Osimhen?
No, I think that's what they're doing. They're planning for Osimhen in the summer, and then they leave. But the thing is, for them, I don't think they trust Broha, and I don't think, and I think they want goals. And like obviously, listen, SESKO when he was playing for Salzburg was scoring a lot of goals. He hasn't been that much in favor at Leipzig because of the fact that Openda's literally come from loans, I should say, and he's come to Leipzig and start cooking. So he's not even had the opportunity to come out there and start hooping, essentially.
Good night.
That's what it is.
Here is your sleep music routine.
Sorry, that's my Alexa.
What the?
Sleep
Alexa,
music routine?
stop.
You have a sleep music routine?
Yeah.
I mean,
not this one though. I listen to like haircuts, like it's my sleeping routine. So like,
We're learning. We're learning something about Ahmed.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
He likes that background noise, the buzzing noise.
I feel like that's some serial killer stuff right there.
No, like
I like listening to the
I can
clicking
hear
of
them,
hairs.
Oh my, you actually like the cut.
Or even like the other one that is really nice for me is like when people like what's it called
I
do the
can't
massages.
say what I
Like,
want to say.
massage ASMR, bro. It just works, bro. The little cracking.
I listen
Yeah,
to
man.
Hey, yo!
Friday 13th music when I go to sleep as well.
What do you mean by that?
Listen, sometimes I just, what I do sometimes, bro, I just listen to any random thing that I was listening to. I was listening to YouTube while I was asleep, and then it just knocks me out.
Sensational.
You know what? You know what? I'm not gonna say the joke I want to say because
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Let's continue on to the show. I'll tell you backstage what I wanted to say. We did actually sign a youth player not too long ago, actually, before the window ended, or before the window even started. We signed this player. Don't know much about him, but we did see him with Kendry Paez when he did go to see the what game was it? Was it Crystal Palace?
I think it was Sheffield.
Was it Sheffield?
No, it was Sheffield.
Okay, got it. All right, so let me pop this up and let's talk about him. Chelsea have completed deal to sign Senegal U17 midfielder Pepe Douade Dion, as revealed 2 weeks ago.
Dwight is incorrect. Is Pape Daouda.
Oh, Pape Daouda Dion. As revealed 2 weeks ago, born in 2006, Pape will turn 18 in the summer, and he will become part of the Chelsea project. Dion was at Stamford Bridge just 2 weeks ago. Any thoughts on this guy? He's a striker, isn't he?
Again,
He's a midfielder.
It says midfielder, yeah. I knew that. I was testing you guys.
Yeah, it's for a Strasbourg project, isn't it? So from what I've had, so.
I say if we sign him, I don't know, loan him to Salzburg, like Ahmed said. I think he said, or just loan him to Nottingham Forest. They did such a good job of our first one,
Loan him to Salzburg.
Yeah. No, which
When
is the
did
club we
Ahmed-
bought?
You know what,
This
man?
guy.
Strasbourg.
Salzburg, yeah,
Move on,
fuck,
man.
yeah.
Man, don't move on. Man, don't move on.
Salzburg.
Strasbourg. Okay, come on, I got mixed up.
You need to move on, man. That was crazy,
Hey,
man.
but-
That made-
Hey, okay, no, I'm gonna leave it.
You think our owners like Senegal? Because that's Jackson now. Pape.
Senegal currently is
We're technically Koulibaly as well.
Well, we did
Koulibaly.
get rid of two
Senegal
Senegal
currently-
players as well.
Basically, currently right now, West Africa is one of the best hotbeds for up-and-coming talents, much like how South America is. And like Senegal, like obviously, they have a kind of like a golden generation. They had the first gen, obviously, with Mane, Koulibaly. So like, it's just a new generation that's coming up. And I think they have that. I think Senegal is like close, if not around about that. I think this FIFA, what's it called, training thing where they bring up and coming young African players too.
Do they?
So,
No, but that's
yeah,
always
there's a
great.
place
There's always great talents in Africa anyway. Like they always just come
Yeah,
up with
so-
great talent.
Yeah.
Every generation really. So it's always great to go into that market and get players from there,
yeah.
and they can turn out to be golden players in the future. But
Yeah, but again, this is for those who don't know, this is literally a Strasbourg thing only. You know what I'm saying? It's Strasbourg only.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm hoping is the case.
No, it's been confirmed. Like Johnson.
Oh, okay. Okay, it has been confirmed then. Yeah, no, because I'm just worried we don't want another Denzel Washington situation. Is what I'm more concerned about. I just don't want this kid to sit on the bench and not develop. I do want him to go on a loan somewhere. But then again, our loans are a little inhibited at the moment. But we'll get more into detail about that. But let's start off with another one too, which I only just heard about this one today. So let's see what this is about and see if you guys can inform me. Maybe this happened today. Josh Kofi Akiempong.
This is a common thing, though.
Akiempong, right? Akiempong. I think I said that right. Achempong has signed his first professional deal at Chelsea today, as club statement confirmed. Understand the agreement will be valid until June 2026, 2.5 year and a half deal. So is this an academy boy?
Yeah,
He's an academy player.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know anything about the academy.
But
How
he's
do you not know our
player.
academy player?
Like, you can literally see he's an academy player, like from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like essentially, like I think if you're not mistaken, he's a fullback. If I'm not mistaken, no.
There you go. I said let's bring a youth fullback of yours. Like, he could be.
I think he's a fullback. If I'm not mistaken,
he can play all across the back line. Like he can play wing back, centre back, and fullback.
Has he got the passion of that Gilchrist?
But again, at the end of the day, this guy probably someone at the
apparently he's a right back. I've just checked.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, see, I remember. Yeah, so essentially, man, we're gonna see what happens with him. Is he good enough? We'll see. Maybe not. Who knows, man.
But that's what I was saying before. Like, say obviously Reece going for the big injury, we should bring like a youth academy player, like maybe this one. I don't know how old he is, fair, but no. Like bring him in and actually use a backup to Gusto. Because obviously Gusto's.
I've never even seen him play though, Chris.
But I know, but every club uses youth players for like bench backups and all that. Like you got to use some.
I don't think so, man.
Like we buy a bunch of young players. What's the difference? Like we sign a young player from our own team. What's the difference?
No. That's not. There's no issue there. I don't even think there's an issue there at all. Like I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I don't think he's probably one for the team.
Long as he's above 18.
Yeah. I think for him, it's just like they signed a new contract. Probably gonna send them out on loan before sending him. That's the way it works.
I mean, look at the contract. It's 2.5 years. It's clearly not a priority.
Yeah.
If he was someone they rated seriously, he'd be on a 6-year deal or more.
Exactly.
Well, it's depending how many.
Listen,
years.
man, Derry, man. I sing yo, right back. Soon come. The streets now, Derry, man.
So, by the way, I was making a joke. His name is David Washington, but I like to call him Denzel Washington. So, he's the striker that's sitting on our bench, and we only used him for a few minutes so far.
6 to 10 minutes or something.
Something like that. He came on, made a cameo against Fulham, I think, or something. I don't remember.
I don't think it's Fulham.
Not Fulham. Going on to the next guy here. Chelsea apparently are in talks with Benfica to sign 20-year-old center back Antonio Silva.
Apparently, this is not true. It's like a very unreliable source, by the way.
Why is Simon Phillips? I saw the source and I'm like, I don't know.
No, he's quoting someone. Look at that.
I don't know why Simon
I
Phillips.
can't below that.
Like from the word on the street, that it's not true. Apparently.
Okay, so senior reporter, the U.S. Sun.
Oh, get out of here, man! Get out of here!
Yeah. Let's
God!
Continue. All right, let's go.
Marshall,
let's go to
victim, man.
I am a victim. So listen, I was doing it all in a rush. Anyways, link is available if you guys do want to join. It's pinned at the top of the chat, and in the chat somewhere. I'll put it somewhere else. But if you guys want, it's right here. Anyways, so continuing on. So this has been the meat and potatoes of basically the strongest links we've had so far. Let's go ahead and start off with Jean-Claire Todibo. So another Chelsea story doing.
It's John Clare.
John Clare. John. Yeah, you're right. It is John.
John Clare.
So another Chelsea story doing the rounds involves center backs with both Jean-Claire Todibo and Osimhen. No, Ousmane. Sorry, Diomande being linked. I'm told there's just some scouting activity, nothing concrete for either of those players yet. There are no talks or negotiations for Diomande so far. Todibo has been watched, but there's no contract or negotiations as of now. It's still early, so let's see what happens in the next few weeks. Is coming from Fabrizio Romano, and we have the one and only Uncle Jester who has joined us. Big up to you, my friend. How are you?
At work, actually on a lunch break.
Good timing. Good timing. So let me just finish up on these Todibo topics, and then we'll go ahead and open it up. So Chelsea are interested in Jean-Claire Todibo from Nice ahead of the January transfer window, according to Bobby Vincent. Then we have Chelsea have made contact with defender Jean-Claire Todibo in recent hours. We have more info here. Chelsea will have to spend close to 60 million euros, 52 million pounds, if they want to sign Jean-Claire in January, according to Ben Jacobs and Simon Phillips. And then last but not least here, we have a move for Nice defender Jean-Claire Todibo seems unlikely by Chelsea. They have held no formal talks with him, and a move for the new center back is seen as lower priority this month. And I would say part of that is probably because he's linked with Manchester United. Manchester United have a new owner and who goes by Jim Ratcliffe, who also owns Nice. And I don't think he is going to want to, sell this player to his rivals. Am I wrong or am I wrong?
No, because they currently are only able to afford, from what I know from my United friends, loans only. So if you're obviously the summer is gonna probably be different this summer, right?
Is that an FFP thing, right?
Yeah, it's an FFP thing. Yeah, so maybe it might change, but I don't really mind if we get either Todibo or Diomande. Yeah. So at the end, but if they want to go for Todibo, it's probably better off you go for him in January. But I don't know, man. But I don't mind either.
Well, again, if you go buy a center back in January, you've got to get rid of a center back in January.
Chalobah, right?
So Chalobah.
Yeah, but Chalobah is not part of the squad.
Cole was a left back then.
About somebody who's playing.
Because I was gonna say, is Chalobah even fit to start anyway? Is he out of injury?
Yes, I know he's still on the transfer list.
If POCH, what I would say is if POCH considers Levi Cole still to be a left back, and we say, then he really got what? Huh? I hear you, bro. But
I don't think we'll actually do a good job. I don't think we need him in January.
But I don't think we need him. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. But they did this last year in January, where they got this thing before they needed him. What you could do, you could buy him now, and then the same thing they did with Gusto, where they brought him, but then they loaned him back to the team, and then he comes back and you brought him basically for the summer. You can also do that. So
I'm fine with that as long as he doesn't come to the club. Because then we're going to get playing time. I'd rather let him stay where he is and get the play time. He's a young man; he needs to develop his game. Sitting him on the bench does not help develop anything other than sores on your ass. Exactly. It's not going to help.
It's not wrong.
Yeah.
But I really don't have much time. Look. I know everybody wants a striker in January. Mm-hmm. I know, but are we going to take a striker that is not the top target, maybe a step down to satisfy that need, or are we going to wait and get the actual guy that we want in the summer and do that?
I'd rather the latter.
Yeah, of course.
I always said the latter is much better off anyway.
So you can get Osimhen on a pre-contract, you're done.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Unless you're bringing a left back in, which I don't think we're going to do, because the left backs that you're going to bring in are either going to be really young and they're going to have to go out on loan, so they're going to need play time, or they're going to be very expensive. Because the only ones worth having there's only a handful of them. Right? You got Teo, he's going to cost you an arm and a leg. You probably got Robinson at Fulham. They're not going to sell him in the middle of the season. Who else you got that is top flight left back ready to start?
I would probably say Alphonso Davies because he's on 18 months, but not mid-season.
Not a left back. He is not a left back. People need to get this out of their head.
He does play there.
He plays in the Bundesliga.
Yes. He cooked Man United, though, man. He cooked Man United in the Champions League. After Ten Hag said he's not a real defender, even though it's kind of true. He did cook him.
Ask Marshall where he plays for his national team.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but okay, I can say this as I know I'm Canadian, but I'm saying this. We kind of we have seen Alphonso Davies for a couple of years. I will give you that, but we had kind of heard similar things with regards to Gusto, right? In terms of he can only be, he's a great attacking fallback, and then we saw how good he is defensively because of the pace he has compared to the fallbacks we have. And I think it's a good alternative option. I'm saying because Cucurella is, I feel, better defensively, but does not offer anything of forward, and Chilwell is always injury prone and doesn't offer either after that major injury. So I think I would be down to spend 70 million. I'm saying in the summer, not right now, because once again I agree with you about pre-signing Osimhen. I say in the summer, spend 70 million on Alphonso Davies. Have that pivot, like one game if you need to go forward for these lower level teams. If we're controlling the ball the most, have him attack more, create those spaces, crosses, and so forth. In my opinion, and then for the bigger teams, maybe have a Cucurella or something or so forth.
No, you don't go $70 million on a starting left back who can't start every game because he's defensively questioned.
But I'm saying, if you're saying 15, you can do 15 out of. I'm saying starting 15 for 15 teams out of 20. I'm saying for sure. Yeah, I'm saying as a sure bet. That's what I'm saying.
You can't do that, and because you spent £70 million on a fullback who can't play against all other teams, and he's not a fullback. I keep saying this. He was pigeonholed in that position because he's not very good in the box. Okay, he can't hit water from a boat. That's why he's playing fullback.
I will say, listen, I'm kind of with Jester in the sense that I don't rate Alphonso Davies, but he is better than Chilwell. He's better than Chilwell. I just don't. I don't. Listen, I'll say this. I'll admit it right now. I have an Alphonso Davies agenda. I think this guy is living off of his Barcelona goal from 3 years ago.
Yeah. I think for me personally,
Joel, you mean?
Well, he did carry Canada.
No, I'm talking about Davies.
Yeah, I think for me, Alphonso Davies
for a country who hasn't been in World Cup for 30 years.
I think Alphonso Davies can work in that position as long as you have a similar situation to Trent, where you have someone that's behind him that's going to be a bit of a super.
But that's honestly, when you look at the left back market or that position, that's honestly the only way you can approach it, because you have João Cancelo, who's also not defensively
even Theo Hernandez, big up to Theo Hernandez. Even Theo Hernandez, watching AC Milan, he also is quite defensively shaky too. So whether we like it or not, any of these top left back targets,
Spinalo's Zola, whatever.
Zola's a right back.
Any of these top left back.
He's a right-footed left back.
And even PSV who has high praise is also offensive.
The other thing, real quick, Jesse, before you go, the other thing I do want to add about Alphonso Davies, he's also injury prone. So it's just almost tit for tat.
So I've asked this question because I think if I was to go out and spend right now, and yes, you're going to kill me because I'm an American, I would go get Robinson from Fulham. Because if you're looking at somebody who can play both defense and offense, he plays both defense and offense. He'll put in the ship.
It's a show. I just preferably, I don't prefer it. Go ahead.
I don't want him here because he's American. And then, of course, you get to hear about it. The only other one is Stupinian from...
Oh, Stupinian's not a bad shout. I do like
it. Balde's a shout too. Balde's actually a shout.
Do you reckon Barcelona?
Balde's not a bad shout either,
yeah. But the problem
is... to be fair with Balde, though, right now is... But to be fair with the Balde thing, though, if you complain about Davis being not a great defender, Balde goes into the same category.
But I don't mind. That's the thing. For me, I don't mind. That's the thing, though. I don't mind.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't mind,
what about Theo Hernandez? I know he plays for AC Milan, but like that's left back who I feel like can do a bit of both anyway. In general,
I really don't like.
You can't defend. You know, I think you can defend it. You can defend.
The thing is, Theo Hernandez, he can defend. The issue is that it's the lapse of concentration where sometimes he just slacks off and then AC Milan get most of the time punished on his side because maybe he doesn't pick up 1-2 passes here and there, and then that's why I think that's probably one of the things he still can improve on. But he got a lot better defensively over the years, though.
If we sell Chilwell and get Hernandez on the left back, I would love that. Like having him and maybe Cucurella or Colwell at left back, that'd be all right.
We talk about fullbacks on what they do going forward nowadays. Back in the day, you talked about their defense. We rate fullbacks based on what they do going forward nowadays.
But times have changed.
That's the thing. It's the modern day now. But I mean, the real
It's like
Extent,
goalkeepers
right, if you're
now
controlling the
these days
ball.
as well. They have to be good on their feet now first.
I mean,
normally.
but hey, the real question is, what is the system first and foremost before you actually go and identify the fullback? Because
don't ask.
I'm not obviously I know the answer because obviously I'm in enemy territory right now. So maybe I don't mention my club right now. I had to even change my RV, but I had to change my RV and everything. But a manager from Australia came over here and was able to turn a right wing back into a fullback. Now that's the reality though. That's the reality though.
Keep spitting, bro. Keep spitting.
But listen, I already know. We already agree with you. Everyone here agrees with you, Jen.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think the system. For me, I think the main problem is the system first and foremost, and then you can actually identify who actually fits properly into which position, and then like that's why with the Trent, for example, you have Trent there bombing forward, and you have the centre back, for example, who covers for him, but you also have the midfielder who covers for him, who covers for the left back and outside the centre back. Is it going to be Enzo who's going to cover him there on the left side? You know,
well, we don't know because we don't know what POCH has in mind because I don't think he knows.
I think that's the main thing in concern. Like, but I mean, surely you're going to talk about the centre back, so I've a little thoughts about that too, to be honest. But
I'll
let you guys.
I'm out. I gotta go back to work. Thanks for having me on. Y'all have a good one.
No, always a pleasure, man.
Pleasure, man. Big up.
I think you know what the real question is. Yeah, why are we letting the actual left back go? We're letting him go because of Mr. Mauricio. You know, Mr. Mauricio. You know what I mean? Because he wants to play him left wing.
Mauricio, I can't.
You know now he's going to. You know what? Yeah, I'm telling you, this is going to be the Matson trajectory.
Don't.
BBB, then to one of the Madrid, United, or City. It's cash money. You know, it's almost cash money. I can see it happen in my own eyes.
You know what I would. Here's the thing. You know what I would do? I would say to Dortmund, I'm like, hey, we'll give you. He's going for 20 million euros. I'll even sell him to you for 15 as long as we have a buyback clause of like, let's say 50 million euros.
I just think we just need to have the right of first refusal.
And like 2 or 3 years time, or right to refusal or something.
But it's the thing though. Dortmund would never do that.
Exactly.
I know, but I'm saying I'll take 5. I'm giving you 5 million off our evaluation.
Yeah, of course, this is what I mean.
That's what I would say.
But it's the thing. Dortmund know exactly that they would never let them do that because they want more control of their own future in case.
I think they also know the talent they're getting. They know that this kid's gonna blow up. Which we can all see it, but it's like, you know, you can slander the ownership and get mad at them about all this and that, but at the end of the day, like it kind of falls on POCH just not playing the guy.
No, but like we know the reason why A, he's not signed a contract, and B why that is. It's because he's playing left mid and right mid. You know what I'm saying to you? We're not even playing him in the right position because of Pochettino and his nonsense tactics. But hey, man, you know what, bro? He's gonna go, and when he bangs here, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they get angry over Gradinho possibly being sold. This guy, when he gets sold and he goes and he hits the roof here, they're like, oh, but I didn't sell it for. But no, there's no, but all quiet. You know what I mean? All quiet, all shush now. And I say that's what it is, bro. That's what it's gonna be.
But that's the thing. Like, the only reason we're gonna get upset about it is if we don't find a formidable left back to play in that position. If we go into this January market and don't do anything about the left back situation, go into the summer and decide like, oh, we're gonna get a youth that, you know, we know that's not good enough. Like, and we're still stuck with Joe. We're still Cucurella. Yeah, we're gonna get pissed off when Matson's kicking it over at
the thing is
Dortmund.
with Robinson as well, like that gesture was suggesting. Sure, he has had a good game from what I saw. I don't watch Fulham too much. Let's say he continues this trajectory. It depends on then what Fulham's evaluation is. I'm sorry. If he's going to go for around 40 to 50 million, I'd rather dip in the extra 20 million to go for an Alphonso Davies who's on a year contract left. Frankly, to me.
The thing is, you know, Theo Hernandez has got 2 years left in the summer, by the way, as well. So even if you are going to say, I want a Theo Hernandez, he's a valid option to get to, obviously,
Yeah, thank you. I didn't know that. So that's the thing. It's like, it depends on also like what the evaluation of these other options are. I'd rather pay the extra. And the thing is, if we have the right cover, right? For example, I think the idea with the left back might be working more if we had, I would say, left version of Caicedo. What I mean is how with Liverpool, you had the Henderson situation where when Trent would bomb up, Henderson would cover that space, and I feel like Caicedo can kind of do the same with the Gusto situation, let's say, for example. But I don't think we have that on the left side. I don't know if Slavic can do that. Right now, I don't think Enzo has the legs. I think he's a great player. But he could develop to that, sure. But that's what I'm saying. It's like we don't have a left-sided version, so maybe that's why. It's also, that's another situation we have to think about. So, yeah.
The thing with Enzo there is it's not even a conversation worth having because he's number 10. In this team, he's a number 10 right now. So he's not even going to be in that area to cover.
So basically,
Mauricio, I can't.
It would have to be. It would be literally Caicedo has to cover him. Basically, Caicedo is basically meant to be covering him if he's ever to bomb forward in like his system. That's what I'm saying. Like it's funny. We're laughing, but that's the reality. You know what I'm saying? But hey, wallahi, but this criminal.
The funny part is here because the funny part about it is because Enzo had Ronaldo at Benfica, who's also not the most defensive-minded fullback as well. But they were able to make it work. So it's like you can't make it work. But again, the issue is the tactical setup to begin with.
Exactly.
And then what doesn't make sense with this centre-back situation is like, how many are we hoarding? Like, I know Thiago Silva's going to go next year. But if we're going to have, at least for this year, Fofana coming back in March or whatever, then you have a backup. So when is Todibo going to, like what Todibo's going to come, and then when is Fofana going to get integrated? Is Fofana going to be the new right back replacement?
But wasn't Disasi always meant to be a backup? Wasn't Disasi?
Oh no, I'll be real. It's not even that. I think the centre back thing for me, the centre back thing only makes sense if they've given up on Fofana. Which if they do, I don't care.
Yeah.
If they do, I don't care because this guy's finished. Like this guy can't stay fit for more than 2 seconds.
He's biscuit, man.
Bro, he's had this guy's 22. He's been playing football for like 4 years and has had 7 knee injuries.
It's insane. It's insane.
That's why I agree. I agree they broke it. I agree that they've actually given up.
But the way if I was the club, I wouldn't be against us signing a centre back, but in the summer, because then by that time you know what's happening with Silva, whether he's signing or not. You know what's happening with Chalobah in terms of he'll be fit, so he'll be able to be sold. And you know what's happening with Fofana in terms of he'll be back in about March, April time, we think. So you've got a couple of months to assess him, assess where his fitness is at, assess where he's at as a player. If he is finished, or not finished, but if he is not at the point where he can consistently play for you, you move him on. And then, you can bring in a centre-back or 2. Also, the centre-back thing only really makes sense to me if we're continuing with this, like, if Poch is going to be here long-term and we're continuing with this Levi Colwill left-back thing. Because if we're continuing with that one, then it makes sense we need a centre-back. Because currently we only have 5, but 2 are leaving, so we'll have...
That's the way I'm looking at it, too. Because if the idea is Thiago Silva's leaving in the summer, Wesley Fofana's not always available. You have Chalobah potentially leaving this window. I don't know. There's rumors. Maybe he can pass a medical. And then you have, if Poch were to stay, Levi Cole is technically a left back in this team. So that really leaves you with center backs of Badiashile and Disasi. Only 2 center backs. So
even if you say Levi Cole is still a left back, a left-sided center back, that's you can have
just a left back. Just a left back.
I'm saying even if you do say, you can have 2 guys on the left and then you have 2 guys on the right. So for me,
but this is why I'm saying it makes more sense for me if we get a centre back in the summer rather than now. Because as well, we don't have the games to play. Like, say we bring in a Todibo because he's also as well. Like, I'd also understand the centre back thing if we're getting a centre back who's comfortable on either side of a back 2. Like we get someone who's comfortable, like Silva is. Silva's comfortable playing right-sided centre back and left-sided centre back. Like we have with Rudiger. Rudiger was comfortable on both sides. Todibo, from what I know, Jez can probably tell me more because he's probably watched more than him I have. He seems more as like a right-sided centre-back. He seems way more comfortable on the right than on the left.
He plays most of his games all on the right from what I've seen. So I've never seen him play on the left. But he looks like he has enough of the technical ability where it doesn't matter if he plays on the right or left, to be honest, in my opinion. Like I think he can do both sides, but it's just the lack of evidence that I can't fully confirm if he can actually play on the left. But right side, a demon in my opinion.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. He's not a bad player, and he would be sick. It's just like it's just the planning of like you'll then have 3 guys that are predominantly playing on the right side. So then you one has to give. You can't have 3 centre backs that all play on the right side. One has to give. And logic dictates it's Fofana.
Yeah, I could see the 3 of them really.
Yeah,
but
Fofana has to go. Yeah, I don't even know how much we're.
You lost your goddamn mind.
No.
Yes, he has to go. Like the guy's been here. And he barely plays. Like, what do you want us to do with him?
You can't say fit for more than 2
Fofana will
matches.
come back. Fofana will come back and still be our best centre back. You watch.
No, he won't. He was never our best centre back to begin with.
What for 2 games?
No, I'm being deadly serious. He wasn't our best
He was
centre
on
back.
par with Badiashile.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
So he's on par with Badiashile.
You guys are rewriting the history. Like,
Yeah, I know.
what do you mean by that?
Fofana is so underrated.
I'd rather keep Thiago Silva. I'd rather keep Thiago Silva.
You lot make Fofana sound so underrated.
Alright, man.
You man make Fofana sound so
We're
underrated.
just trolling here, man. We're just trolling here, man. Come on.
He was
No,
not.
but listen.
Badiashile was comfortably our best centre back last season. Comfortably.
Okay, but Fofana was also very good.
No, he wasn't. He
He has got talent.
Yeah, no.
He has got talent.
Hang on.
So,
Saying
before-
very
one
good
second.
and
Before
saying
the
best centre
MCL
back are 2
injury,
very
it was
different things.
Before the MCL injury, he was quality. After the MCL injury, he came off the bench against Tottenham away, and he was performing. He locked off in the Liverpool game. He came on against what game did Aspilicueta get knocked out for? Which game did Aspilicueta get knocked out? Was that Southampton? Everton?
Southampton.
Southampton. He came on against Southampton, and he done well. And then we call it in the summer. Obviously, he done the ACL.
Look at the trend. Look, hang on. Look at the trend though. He came on. Get starts.
Yeah, because he was coming back from the injury.
Yeah, and when he started, he got injured again.
And then he got injured. Like, what are we talking about?
Do you trust him to actually stay fit? Like, you know, when he comes back from this other injury he's had, do you trust him to stay fit?
100%.
Yeah, because he had the same thing in Leicester. He had the same thing, but
he's had multiple injuries. Now he has
an
an ACL one. That's a bad one as well to add to all the tops of the other ones. Yeah, it's not gonna be good. If we can get like 30, 40 million for the guy, I would take it.
What were you saying, Curry?
No, I'm saying like he had the same injury problems in Leicester. So how is this? It hasn't improved in Leicester. It didn't improve in Chelsea for the past year and a half now. It's going to be soon. When he comes back in March, basically a year and a half. So what's the problem? Like, what's the point?
Well,
now?
let's look at it. The injuries he had at Leicester. So what is it? He broke his leg.
He had 6 knee injuries.
That's just that's fine.
He's had
that's fine.
No, that's not fine. What are you talking about?
He's had 7 knee injuries.
Had that many.
No, one second. So he had the what do you call it? For Leicester, he broke his leg. All right.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
That was a free cut. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Which is why he was out for about 200 days. Yeah, 220 days. Before that, he had a hamstring strain 8 days. A knee injury, only missed 1 game. Another knee injury, only missed 5 games. Like at the end of the day, he's gonna come back.
Keep going. No. Keep going. Keep going.
He's only been in this
going.
for
There's more.
4 years now.
I'm looking at the same Ziad. We all have access. Ziad. You forget we all have access to the internet. I'm looking at his injury page in front of me. I'm looking at it in front of me. Yes, in front of me. Yes, in front of me. He had 2 knee injuries. Saint Etienne, where he missed 26 games. 26, you know. My man missed 26 games from two knee injuries at Saint Etienne. And since he's been at Chelsea, this is now his third knee injury. This is now his 3rd knee injury since being at Chelsea.
Was for a knee injury.
I refuse to engage in this trolling. So, like, you know, let's move on, guys.
Massive trolling.
I refuse to engage in this.
If you man gonna sit here and disrespect Fofana based on the game time he played, you're a joke, man.
We're just stating facts. He's injury prone.
He's injury prone.
Like, if we want to move forward, we've got to sell that guy for like 30 million or something. Because like,
massive 30 million. Wow.
Yeah, he's flopped massively. Chelsea 70 million and done what? He's done what for 70 million's worth? What's he done? Is he gonna do it next season where he's fit?
We're hoping.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah,
so year 3, he's finally gonna play what? How many games? 15 games throughout the season? Like how many games are you thinking?
I'd rather keep Thiago Silva until he's 40.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I also don't want to rewrite history. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that we didn't acquire Fofana because he was one of the best center backs that was playing in the game. Like, he was a really good up and coming center back, and we've had really good games with Fofana, but And I know that's where Ziad's coming from. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, Fofana's trash. Like, we should get rid of him. Like, no. He's a good defender, in my opinion. But at the same time, we have this same dilemma with Reece James, where availability is probably your best, asset in this game.
He's not even as good as Reece James. He's not even as good.
No, I was say there's two things. Number one, he's not as good as Reece James. Number two, Reece James is more available than he is. He didn't complete half a season last year. He didn't complete half a season.
70 million.
So I just found something interestingly. Premier League 20 last season, basically per 90, he had the most interceptions for us. He was sixth ranked.
That's because he played like 5 games.
He was third in our average rules one.
Can you tell
he had
me
the
how many
most
games he started?
carries. No, it's interesting.
Is this percentage-wise?
He was the best of the bad bunch.
Don't you worry, I can. Do you want him just in the league or in the Champions League as well?
Give me both because we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
1, 2, 3.
I'm just trying to see what injury he had. What you call it?
5,
the Etienne.
6, 8, 9.
Thank God, Zia, you're not in charge of our players. Who comes in or comes out. Thank God.
Man, you want to get rid of Wesley
You wanted
Fofana?
to keep Zia, you wanted to keep Fofana.
Sorry, Pirate.
You don't
He
want to get rid of
started
Wesley Fofana. That's disgraceful.
out of 22 games. Out of the 22 games he played, he started 19 of them, I think, based on what I'm reading.
Okay.
Dropping the fat
19 out of 22. What's wrong with that?
Because he played 22 games.
And he started 19.
And played 20.
How many games in the league? How many
22 games is still not enough.
How many games in the league, Ziad?
Yes, that's not
No, but I'm saying,
Champions
listen, bro.
League.
We can go we can keep going in circles, but at the end of the day, you can't be writing off. What's his name? You can't be writing off.
Listen.
I think based off what he has shown at Chelsea,
I'd rather be.
you can.
Let's fight.
100%.
Let's just fight then, bro.
Fofana's
him, bro. Fofana's him. I'm not fucking trolling. Wallah Azim, I'm not trolling, bro. I swear to God, I'm not trolling.
But here's a counter argument.
You think I'm arguing? I'll troll. I'm not.
Okay, Ziad, here's a counter argument. Okay, with Reece James, you can say he's injury prone, but we know you've argued this when we had conversations of selling him maybe next season or the year after, that he was at least healthy for 2 years for us. Fofana has not even gotten that for us. Right, and he's not, first of all, the same level as Reece James in his position, right? He hasn't achieved as much. So then, why are you giving him so much of the benefit of the doubt now, where he's been injured ever since he came? Basically, he was injured before he came. He was injured in Saint Etienne. He hasn't reached the heights that he is. He's not the talent that Reece James is. But you're giving him so much of the benefit of the doubt.
Listen,
I don't understand.
Did Reece James play like 3 games or some dumb shit like that, bro? We're going to talk about Reece James. Reece James played like 3 games.
At least we've seen what Reece James has actually done at the club. What have we seen Fofana do?
So you haven't seen Fofana perform at Chelsea?
At least he didn't cost us 70 million.
You haven't seen Fofana perform at Chelsea?
You want to bring out Reece James?
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. Reece James cost us 300k.
I'm going to let me counter.
You know, Ahmed, people saying for Reece James didn't cost 70, 80 million. Wait,
let me. No. I'm not talking about money.
No.
I'm not talking about money. Let me discuss quickly, bro.
No, but he's not bringing up money, yeah? He didn't cost us 70, 80 million.
He's literally had a bad, 2 seasons.
Okay, Chris.
For me,
okay, Chris. But it cost us 300 grand a week.
1 second.
Sitting on his account.
Availability.
Hang on. No, he doesn't. First of all, no, he doesn't.
He's on 250, yeah. I know.
Oh, 250. Sorry, Scott. Sorry, mate. 250. Sorry, man.
You know how much Fofana's on?
Is he on 200 flat?
Yeah, he's on 200.
Yeah, he's on 200k a week. So hang on, so Fofana's on 200k a week to do the same nothing.
No. At least Reece James has actually earned that wage. What he's done previously. What's Fofana actually done at Chelsea? What has he done?
1 second.
Sorry.
Mate, we bought him for 80 million. What are you talking about?
No.
Not 10 million.
The thing with Fofana, listen. The thing with Fofana, is this: is he a good player? Yes, but is he a player which we have seen world class level from? No, Reece James. Yeah, the reason why there are still people who believe in Reece James is because when he's played at his best, he plays as arguably the number 1, if not number 2, right back in the world. You know what I'm saying to you? That's the difference. Fofana, bro. You look at the players. Badiashile, yes, he may be going through a bad.
Fofana walks into our team if he's not fit. If he's not.
No, he doesn't.
But Badiashile,
give it a rest.
Badiashile, when he's at his best, he's better than Fofana. This Sarsi right now, bro. he's probably doing the same job that Fofana would do.
Why are you laughing at that? Why are you laughing at that? Why are you laughing at that?
What the fuck?
It's true, bro.
Why
I'm sorry to say that to you guys. It's also doing probably the same amount of
You know what, Ziad? You said you just disrespected Reece James comparing him to Fofana. You just disrespected.
أعوذ بالله يا أحمد. أعوذ بالله بابا.
Ziad, you know how you said Reece James only started 3 games? Sorry, Ziad, you know how you said Reece James only started 3 games?
Hey, Jez is spitting, by the way. Why are you acting like this? Is the thing, you're acting like this guy's in the same conversations as Saliba and Van Dijk, the way you're speaking, and he's not. He's nowhere near those conversations.
Listen. 2 points. If he's not injured,
hang on. You need to hang on. Let him finish. Let him finish this, because this is going to be a mad sentence that comes out of his mouth.
Scott, bro, listen, man. Listen, straight W's here, man. You know that.
Let him speak, man.
Listen.
But they just stop right. Come on, man.
Bro, I'm not trolling.
Wait.
I'm not trolling, bro.
Let him finish, man. You are now confused what's going on.
End of the day, whether you don't like it or not, when this guy comes back, whether it's the end of the season, probably not end of the season because he's gonna come back ACL or whatnot. But next season, next January, you lost your mind, bro. Next season, Marshall, don't do that, bro. Next season, he starts.
Marshall's T1, man. Shush.
If he wasn't injured right now, he walks into our team. Easy. Not only that, he's one of the best centre backs in the league when he's playing.
Before you go, Prime, I do want to say.
One of the best in the league.
What's the convo about?
All right, I'll inform you, Prime. I'll inform you, Prime. Here's two things I want to add, right? Here's 2 things. Listen, here's 2 things I want to add. with Fofana, we don't know what Fofana we're gonna get back when he comes back from injury. He has right now what he's going through is his worst. Well, his second worst injury in his career. The leg breaker was probably the worst one, but this is the second worst injury. Then breaking your tibia?
Yeah, because it's a knee. It's really bad. Like after, I see so many people come back from like ACL injuries. Like,
hey, you're out for a while for both of them, you know.
No. I'm talking about like afterwards. Oliver, when I'm talking about injuries afterwards, how that affects them. I'm not talking about like how long out for.
He hurt his tibia, right? Like that's the
he snapped it,
right?
No, fibula. He broke his fibula. He broke his fibula.
Is that the same?
No, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Which one is that one?
Your tibia is like the shin, and then the fibula is on the.
God, Marshall, I'm remembering when Alex lectured you on this.
Okay.
No, you don't need to learn anatomy from Alex.
Hey, PTSD right now.
Don't learn anatomy from Alex.
I have a big diff on that leg break.
All right, never mind. I changed my mind then. You're right. Okay, he's suffering from his worst injury that he's ever suffered in his career. He's gonna come back. He's gonna have to learn to walk differently because his joint has been replaced with a prosthetic, essentially not a prosthetic, but it's not bone anymore. It's not a ligament anymore. It's something totally different, like what you're saying, Ziad. So he's gonna have to relearn to run, relearn to walk, doing all this procedure. I'm sure. We don't know what kind of a Fofana we're getting back, and people who are in the chat saying like, "Oh, when he comes back and he's fit, he's gonna be our best one." I think that is diluted. I'm not gonna lie. And Prime, we're talking about Fofana.
Sorry,
okay. Can I have Wayne on this? Because you guys have been on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
This Fofana thing, right? Ziad said something about how he was good before he got injured last season. He was okay. Chelsea fans hyped up his performances before he got injured. That's for 1. 2, this guy has been injury prone even back when he was at Leicester. 3, this hope that he's going to come back and be this world-class centre back. Like, he's not comparable to the likes of, you know, like a Saliba or Lissandro Martinez, etc. He's not.
Lissandro Martinez.
He's not. Let me.
Martinez is better than him.
Yeah, I don't care. Okay. He's not even better. He's not better.
What a surprise! Prime doesn't rate.
Can I finish speaking? Can I finish
speaking? Continue, bro. What a shot!
He's not even better than Badiashile. And this hope people have for Fofana to come back and be amazing again. It's the same hope people had for Kurt Zouma. Remember how great Zouma was when you first had him, title-winning season, and then he got injured. And when he came back, he was sent out on loan to Stoke City.
I wouldn't stoop down that low.
It was. Hold on, let me finish. He was sent out on loan to like Stoke City and Everton and stuff, try and gain back and hope he'll become a great centre back again. Like Fofana, 2 big injuries like this, he might just be done.
and it might be.
That's what I'm worried
We'll
about.
see. We'll see. He'll come back and he'll
100%.
play. Listen, he'll come back and he'll play. And we'll see with him. But like, I'm okay with selling him. Like I've been saying this now. I'm done with us having hope on injury-prone players. We've been doing this with Reece James. We did this with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We did this with Kurt Zuma. I'm sick of it. I'm done. Get rid of everyone.
And that's the thing. And that's where this argument came. Like, that's where this argument came from. It's nothing on his ability because, like, he's not world class. Like, I'll say that much. He's not world class.
You never will be.
But like, it's nothing on his ability. This came from the fact of like, if these guys can't trust him to stay fit for more than 2 games, and there is someone you can get who can be as good, if not better than him in Todibo, or in terms of a Diamande, who it might take a couple years extra because he's like 3-4 years younger, but the ceiling is just as high and he's not injury prone, then why not just go and get him who you can rely on and just take the hit on it for fun? That's the thing.
I will say this, right?
You have to make sure that
I just want to let you know an ACL injury is not something that builds up over time or is to a prone injury. Like, it's not like, for example, Reece James is a hamstring. You could say coming over time, whatnot. But ACL is just it's completely unlucky.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's still injury prone in the knee though.
Yeah, he's
still
injury prone in the
but
knee.
this is why I'm going to go back to what I said on Reece James. You can't simplify as much as the knee because that is just
can I say something?
It's not simple. It's just the knee.
First of all, first of all, let's say the appearances. Okay, last year I'm not counting starts or anything. So Fofana had 22 starts last year, and Reece James has 24. Okay, this year Reece James has 9 games he's played. Fofana has 0. Okay, on top of that, Reece James has the versatility of also playing the right centre back role, which Fofana doesn't have the versatility. So once again, that's another thing.
We're never going to play 5 at the back.
But we're saying.
Why are you comparing?
No,
just quickly.
But we're saying that's the reasons why. He's injury prone, he's not as talented or anything. So I don't know. And Todibo is seen as a talent as much as Fofana is in France. So you got some.
I was going to say, look how good the Nice defense is.
Fofana perform in the Premier League.
One thing I want to add here just quickly. One thing I just want to add quickly is that
he brought Reece James.
A lot of the people that were brought in the summer of that under Tuchel have all gone essentially. Like I think obviously Fofana and AQUIRE and
Sterling as well.
And obviously Sterling.
I'll be real. Sterling, Sterling, I get.
Sterling I can get, but like look at AQUIRE, bro. They've been actively trying to move him on. He's now been used relatively, but if he was available right now in January, he would have been gone. If he was available right now, like full help in January, this guy would be gone. Like Fofana might be just in that same boat, bro. But at the same, you know what? He didn't work out. Time to move him on.
Yeah, but so what if they got rid of them? What does that mean?
No, but the point I'm making is Fofana, who's also been quite injury prone, that could be for them in their eyes another mistake that they've made. So they're gonna move him on. It makes sense to me.
100%. And but this is my question was right.
At the club at the time, I swear.
What did you say, Jason? Sorry.
I said
exactly. No, I'm saying the majority. The majority of the summer. Yeah, exactly, Jason. The majority of that summer transfer window, one of the players were brought by essentially Bowie. So that's the point. Yeah. So
and also, we mentioned the wages earlier. He falls outside our wage structure, doesn't he?
Exactly. So, like, for me, the mass is nothing. If you believe that they've lost faith in him, which I believe, by the way. We wouldn't be hearing about Todibo in January or like Osimhen Diamande in January if they didn't believe.
Well, I mean, we're losing 2 centre backs, so it makes total sense.
Can you guys hear me?
No, it doesn't. Hang on, Ziad. When are we losing those centre backs? Question: when are we losing those?
I'll go eventually.
End of the season.
Cool. So why are we buying a centre back now?
One of them.
There are games to play now.
Because
why are we buying a centre back now?
One of them will be this January.
So our 6th choice centre back is going to be gone in January. Cool. So we're getting in a 6th choice centre back replacement. Is what you're telling me?
6th choice, bro. What?
Chalobah's bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got Silva. We got Silva, Bajishile.
I mean, technically, Sarr is the bottom, but yeah.
Colwell,
Sarr's technically.
He's gone.
Stop.
He's a figment of the imagination, bro. He ain't. He ain't real.
I keep forgetting this guy exists, man.
No, by the way, he's about to go on loan to Besiktas, so he's actually gone.
Guys, Sarr's Casper, man. He just haunts us.
No, this, I'm happy for him, man. He can get his bag. You know what I mean?
I think Gilchrist is higher than goddamn Chalobah.
True. No, he's not
in
wrong.
Poch's eyes, and Chelsea's eyes. So that's what he said. That's what he
What are you saying about Gilchrist? Yeah.
Let's say for argument's sake, we get Todibo in January, right? So what's the hierarchy when everyone's back fit? Who plays? Who doesn't play? Like, where's the hierarchy?
Oh, in my opinion, the two centre backs
Silva's out.
By the end of the season. What are you talking about now or next season?
Yeah, in January.
No,
End of
when
January.
everyone's fit. When everyone's fit.
Yeah. Oh, Fofana, Badiashile, easy.
Cool. So you're spending. Hang on. You spent 40 million on Disasi because.
Don't ask me, mate. I didn't buy him.
Cool. Now you're going to spend.
Don't ask me, bro.
Now you're going to spend potentially.
I'm telling you what's in the club.
I mean, he's right though.
Let's have it right.
Now you're going to spend another 50, 60 mil on Todibo for vibes.
Don't ask me, mate. Not let's scout with him. I don't know.
Cool. So now you're understanding how stupid you sound. Now you're understanding how stupid you sound.
If they're gonna scout 40 million for Disasi and another 50 million for what's the name, Todibo, whatever his name is. Listen, if they're gonna scout almost 100 million on those two centre backs when they know we've got a 80 million pound player who's on 200k a week, there's no guarantee of you.
Yeah, then what does that tell you?
There's no guarantee of you shifting him off. There's no. He's just signed a big contract.
So he's just gonna be. We're gonna have a 70 million pound, 200k a week centre back on the bench.
Don't we have a Chalobah on a?
I mean, there's the possibility of them getting rid of the 1.5 billion compulsory spending.
Why are you comparing? No. Why are you comparing Manchester City's squad with our squad? Our squad's not in a state where we can have a 200.
I told you with the players that are fit, when everyone's fit, I told you who I would start. Who else?
Then why the fuck are you buying Todibo? Why is the club buying Todibo then? Why are they spending all this money on it? Oh, then what is this telling you? Use your brain.
Influence. You know, in history, right? Yeah, in history, yeah. What did I tell you? What do you infer from the source?
No, ZX movie like Tuchel, man. Let him talk about the squad and the coaching, man. That's it, man.
This is the English literature. When you read Shakespeare, they're like, yeah, what did you learn from this text? What do you infer about the relationship between Romeo and Juliet? That's what you need to be doing, bro. But of course, he can't do that.
What's this guy talking about, bro? What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
You know what it is, yeah? You know what it is, yeah? I would just say
on about, bro.
You know what it is, yeah? If even, let's say, hypothetically, these guys all said, I said this before, if you're following Poch's, stupid mantra, which is what I believe, Leo Cole probably is going to be your backup left back. I don't think you're going to get a left back anyway, right? And then you have Silva and Badiashile as your two, thing there. And then you would probably have Disasi and Todibo there. And then maybe Fofana, if he comes back fit in April, August. And that's how it works. In this current shape, if we don't sell these guys, at the end of summer, you're probably again looking at the situation. I don't think Thiago Silva's saying. So then you move him out of the mark. So then you got Badiashile and Levi Cole, maybe arguably speaking. And then you got Disasi, Todibo, and then Fofana is the fifth member because he's so injury prone. We don't even know if he's going to even be fit enough to play. So
exactly,
you didn't have the spare man.
Which is why you need to wait and see, and you need to see the level this guy's at. Because I'm glad that you brought up Ziad talking about ACLs earlier. Who was the last dude in our team to get an ACL? Chilwell, who now looks like shit ever since that injury.
It's actually Broja.
Oh, cool.
And he looks so much better.
That guy's crap.
Broja now looks worse as a player. Broja looks worse as a player now than he did before the injury. So did Chilwell.
But there's no guarantee.
Is we're going to get a worse.
There's no guarantee.
Actually, it's
did Ruben knock out an ACL as well?
No, he got
recent prime.
I swear there's one more player that's got ACL in our squad.
No, it's only Broja and Ben Chilwell.
That's the only them two.
Was Ruben because I know Cho
Ruben and Cho were Achilles.
Was it Santos? No, I was thinking. I was there. I'm going through all the players. We have two new players.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Ruben and Cho were Achilles, and Reese is just fine. CP, there's
but again, Prime brought up another one earlier with Kurt Zuma. Kurt Zuma is not the same player after he got the ACL in terms of explosiveness.
I mean, did you see that run against Ajax, Scott? Did you see that, bro?
Oh my!
What a goal!
So what's a moment? What a moment in his
Scott,
Chelsea
I'm
career.
fucking trolling, bro. Calm down, bro.
I would like to say in this situation. Guys, one at a time, lads.
What's wrong with this guy, man? I was trolling about the Zuma run, not about the Fofana. Calm your tits, bro. Okay, calm down.
Fucking hell, man.
I do love this passion that we have with our players, man.
Not one word.
I do want to take a moment just to say, if you are enjoying this guy, if you are enjoying the content, smash up the likes. But also, Jason22, you haven't had much of a chance to speak. I do want to hear what you have to say, bro. Go ahead and cook,
Wait,
man.
so what are we talking about specifically? What?
We were talking about the we're talking about
Fofana,
we were talking about. I got
defenders.
it. Me as the host, I got this. We were talking about the transfer and the youth coming in, and Todibo came up, and now it went from Todibo, where is he going to play in this squad? When are we going to get him? Who's leaving? And Fofana was included in the conversation of who is leaving, and then it derailed into a whole Fofana debate debacle. Which, I mean, I see both ends, but I'm more inclined to just get rid of Fofana. I don't think he's going to come back the same player, and he's too injury prone anyways for this team.
So. Who's leaving is Matson's gonna leave, Burrow's gonna leave, and that's probably it for just January. Because Burrow's just not good enough to start for Chelsea at all. Like the guy literally can't move. Like it's just poor, so poor.
I did say bodied. He's literally getting bodied now.
So can I get something straight quickly? So everyone here would get rid of Fofana.
No, we'll love him, man. How dare we?
I'm inclined to.
It depends.
It depends on what.
I'd say.
Arguing with me. What do you mean?
I'd say for me, I'd say best case scenario, he has to earn my trust.
Listen, as per usual, you and Sage are the same person.
If an offer comes in, I think everyone would sell.
I tell you what, Zia.
Why?
I tell you what. If he actually comes
Scott,
in the
why,
season,
Scott?
Because I explained why he would be sold, and you didn't listen to any of it.
I understand. I understand why you think he should be sold.
Big up, Jason. Big up.
But you can't say it depends.
Yes, I can. It depends.
It depends. You can't.
Look, I tell you what, Ziyad, man. If he comes this season, actually performs, shows his worth, then yeah, he can stay. But you know what? He probably won't do that. So we'll say him next
I'll
season.
say that's literally
the thing is, though, Fofana is really on thin.
Here's a question for you then. Here's a question for you. If he does stay, if he does come back and performs, we're still gonna run in that with the problem, no? If we sign that Todibo.
No, we'll see how he is next season probably. And see
but I'm saying in terms of numbers, we'll still have the same problem.
Again, can I? Do I need to repeat myself for you? Do you want me to repeat myself?
Bro, this is normal civilized conversation, bro.
No, I'm asking. Do you want me to repeat myself? Because I said the same. I'll say the same thing I said earlier.
No, I heard what you said about getting rid of him.
I would not sign a centre back in January. I'd wait until the summer, so then you can assess Silva, Chalobah, and Fofana between now and the end of the season.
Smart man.
Is that clear?
Smart man.
Cool. There we go. That's what I said from the beginning.
Makes sense. Yo, Scott, don't like. I understand, bro. Like,
there you go.
You and Sage are literally the same person.
Now, for fuck's sake, I just told you I understand, bro. What's your problem, bro?
CSC for life. What do you say, my man?
I don't know, bro.
Yes, what's going on? Can you hear me? Is it any clear?
Yep. Yeah. You sound good, man.
Loud and clear, mate.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with what Scott was basically saying. With Fofana, like, I'm not too kind of sure what his level is at the moment, because when he was at Leicester, you kind of saw like how good he could be, and then he got injured, and then obviously we bought him after that, and we haven't really seen sort of much of him. I know he's played like, maybe someone said like 20 games when he was there, but it was good games, but then there were some games he wasn't good. So it's kind of a difficult one to know, like, is he really going to be really good for us if he comes back? Is he going to be injured again? So it's a tough one to know whether to get another centre back or not. But we do know at the end of the season, like Thiago Silva and a few others will probably be leaving. So probably weigh it up during the end of the season time, to be fair. But yeah, what was your thoughts on that? Because I didn't really see what you said.
Well, I mean, I agree with you pretty much. I don't know what Fofana we're getting back, but what I did want to ask you though is, how do you feel about these center backs that we are linked to? Are you kind of like, okay, this is all right, like I'm kind of content with this, I can trust that our board's going to get us a good center back, or would you want someone that's more I guess, established, more experienced?
That's a difficult one. Probably someone. Yeah. I need a centre back that's at a decent level where they're experienced and have played a lot of games and they've kind of won something in their career, even if it's small. But I don't want like a lot of potential because we've got loads of potential. But I kind of want the age group 24, 25. But I have seen we've been linked with like Todibo and a few other players, and yeah, he does look good, to be fair. So it kind of just depends on if we let a few people go and then we can sort of bring someone in. I wouldn't be too bad with that, but it's hard to say if we're going to find a good centre-back, to be fair, because I know the board and the scouting system's kind of been up and down with us. So you kind of have to just weigh it up, to be fair.
Yeah, I actually did want to put that question to you guys. Is anyone in this panel kind of annoyed that we're linked with, more another defender that isn't the experienced player or the finished product?
I would say Todibo is experienced because, like, I think people get confused.
He's only 20 though, right?
No, he's 24.
Todibo 20.
Yeah, 24. I think he is actually. I'm not sure.
He's 24.
He's 24.
He's been playing for like at least 4 or 5 years.
He just turned 24.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good age.
And that's the thing. Like, I think people get confused. What's his? Forgotten his name. There it is. I think people get confused or get twisted with this idea of like experience and age. They have to be the same thing. Like, he's been playing for 5 seasons. Like, he started at Toulouse in Ligue 1, and also didn't really play a lot, but was still in and around that first team. And has gone to the Bundesliga, went to Portugal, didn't play, been at Nice as well. So yeah, he's been playing for about 4 or 5 years. So like, he is experienced. It's just because he's not old, so to speak, people think he isn't. But he is experienced. Like, Todibo's the one I'd be happy with. Diomande I'd be okay with, but he is one you're going to have to wait and see with because he's 18, I think, or 19.
What about the Leverkusen one we were linked with not too long ago?
Tar, he's at 27, but I think Leverkusen.
He's not great.
You don't rate him?
He's just been around. He's been around for a while, to be fair. He's decent, but I just feel like we need as you Scott was saying, Todibo, that's a decent age, and as you said, experience. It's not about, as you said, age. That's one factor, but then it's experiencing if you've been playing at a high level for a certain amount of time. So Todibo would be a good shout. I don't know who else we're kind of linked with.
I was on the centre back thing. For me as well, personally, if we're signing another centre back, for me it's got to be someone who's a needle mover, who I think Todibo could be. Tar's not a needle mover for me. Like, he's not someone Tar's position in this squad for me would be the same as what Disasi's is. In terms of when everyone is fit, he's probably like 4th choice centre back, but he's in mainly for the experience in the dressing room. And like, he can fit in a couple of different positions to like as a makeshift player, like if someone's injured or whatnot. And like, that's why for me, if we're signing a centre back, we need to sign someone who can be a needle mover, like what we hope Fofana could be before the injuries, or Badiashile's been. Like, that's Todibo for me. That could be Diamante.
Todibo's been wanted by, I think, United for a couple of years. He's not.
He's
not
not
like he's not someone that's come out of nowhere.
Few teams. Yeah.
I think United wanted them last summer.
That's the other thing too, is I just don't know how likely we are to get to Todibo, simply because of the United links, and he's from Nice. It's pronounced Nice, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
and Radcliffe is the owner. So like, I don't know. Like, would you guys be content with Diomande as the alternative?
Who's that?
Yeah.
Who is that?
I don't mind either.
Sporting Lisbon.
I don't mind either.
How old is he?
mind either.
Yeah, how old is he? 19, isn't he?
Yeah, get the fuck out. He can piss off, bro. He can piss off, man. I'm
Listen,
sick of these 19-year-olds, man. I'm sick of these 19-year-olds.
I personally don't mind between Todibo or Diomande.
No, even 20, even that's not good, bro.
I don't mind.
The thing is, though, a lot of the young signings sound good on paper, but I think we're just gonna end up ripping him apart the minute he starts to drop off. I think a lot of us are sick of the young and inexperienced. Remind me again, how many games has Diomande got in terms of professional career? Is he under 100, under 50?
Yeah, see,
So he's in the same category as Washington and all these other players that we signed for 20 to 40 million, depending
Is this
on
sport currently
whether
in
you.
the Europa League, no?
I don't know off the top of my
I'll
head.
have a look.
In Europe, I know they're in Europe, but he's getting he is getting like Europa League experience in league and Portuguese league experience. So I don't really think. Again, I always come back to if they've got good enough quality experience, it's not that much of a difference. Again, that's what it comes down to for me.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Like, big up Ahmed, if you know who I am. I don't know if you do, but big up Ahmed. I think it's a tough one to sort of decide with that because you just don't really know. Because you said you'll be happy with Diomande and he's 18, but why would you be happy with him? What's giving you that confidence that he'll come into Chelsea and hit the ground running and, because of his age?
I think the thing for me is that I feel like he would probably complement a Badi show. Todibo would complement him too.
Yeah.
In the sense that he's a lot more on the front foot, what's it called? So you can have Badi Show Cole will be the cleanup crew that's just behind them as well. And I feel like, when I've seen him play, he plays really well. I'll be honest. Against Porto, when I watch him, against Porto, he's looked good. Against in the Europa League, I haven't seen the Europa League yet, but from watching him from some of the Europa League highlights, he seems decent. And from what I've heard from even people that I know that have watched Sporting, they seem to think that he's a really good player. And that usually for me is a good indicator, of what's it called, of someone hopefully being a good to top player. And I think the other thing for me is, particularly in the Portuguese league, a lot of these players that come from the Portuguese league to the Premier League, they don't usually turn out to be bums either. They actually usually have a good fitting in period, much like league. There's a lot of league own players as well. So that's the thing for me.
But you say with this, I don't know, the 18-year-old from Sporting, whatever.
Diomande, I think his name is.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, I call him the Monday. Yeah, it's fine. But he comes in, he's got no right of saying I should be starting. I want this amount of game time. But he'll be lucky if he doesn't get signed on loan. But you got someone like Todibo who comes in. He's got that experience. He's 24. He's not. He's not 20. He's not 21.
Again,
he's a good
but
age.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, bro. I said I don't mind either. That's the thing. For me, I don't mind either. I don't mind if you bring in.
But I don't think they're the same. They're not the same because they're gonna have completely different squad roles.
Not really.
Yeah.
Man, if
Not
an
really,
18,
because what? So then,
bro, if we sign an 18, 19-year-old, the guy will be lucky not to be signed on loan. But if you sign someone like Todibo, who's got that, he's like 24.
I mean, we literally have 20-year-old Levi Colwell in the squad.
Hold up.
He was 19.
Yeah, that's what I was going to. Yeah.
Huh?
And he was demanding. We had Colwell who was demanding playtime. Who was demanding slot.
Yeah, but
he was
Colwell
19.
Listen.
No.
we currently have Malo Gusto just turned 20. Malo Gusto only just turned 20. He's 90 years old and he's been playing regular football too.
And
So
same level of potential for Diamante.
Yeah, as long as you're good enough. As long as you're good enough.
I was going to say also, Ziad, you know, Fofana was like 20 when he went to, or like 19 when he went to Leicester.
Yeah.
Leicester. And that was his best season when he literally went to Leicester at that age.
Yeah, we can't do this. This is Chelsea bullshit anymore. Like we can't do that.
All right, well, the question I'm trying to get to then is that can you see him coming and starting?
Yes, I can.
Potentially, but I also think we're in a position where
Not yeah, but he's 18. He's 18 or 19. He doesn't need to start every week anyway. He can play, progress throughout. Start when he gets better.
That's the thing. I don't think he needs to start. I do agree with you in in the sense of like him and Todibo when they initially joined would have different squad roles. I think the difference is the fact that like we wouldn't need Diomande to start straight away, and the hope and the expectation is that give it a season or two, and he takes Disasi's place in the team, and like he's the starter next to Badiashile, depending on the situation.
To say to you, Scott,
don't forget about Fofana.
Hypothetically speaking, we do get that Conference League spot or the Europa League spot, right? You can at least then give him. You can at least get extra game time to actually like
experience. Yeah,
exactly. You know what I'm saying to you. So like there is a pathway for this guy, and like again, Disasi right now. He can do it. He's doing a job. He can still do a job alongside Badiashile or Levi Colwell next season. While you give Diomande that time to slowly come into the team. So
I hear all that. But I'm just sick of these young.
But you don't need to start.
Sick of it, man.
Go ahead.
You could say that, but then we signed Badiashile, who was great at 22.
I personally think Diamante can start for Chelsea right now, depending on if the manager actually has a right plan. If somebody like comes in, I think like
I disagree with that.
I said that in the not in the group chat, in the chat already. The biggest issue with Diamante is the lack of game time. Actually, games, not game time games, because he actually plays a lot of minutes. It's just that he hasn't played a lot of pro games.
That's a massive factor,
bro.
It's
a massive factor.
Yeah, high level games. You want to know how.
But then at the same time, you can also make the same argument and say there's a lot of other youngsters who are on the same age playing in Europe in certain competitions, yet they're still going out there and shine. Like, of course, every youngster is going to go and make certain mistakes, shown that maybe the inexperience, but this is also an important word. You have the consistency in terms of sticking with them, and also have a consistent back line. Like, for example, I'm a believer that, for example, with my club, I shall not name the club because I'm in enemy territory. But I'm just saying we have a Senegalese kid who barely played any football under Conte last season. Yet this season comes immediately in, looks like a matured guy out there, but he barely played any last season before. Maybe, but but that's the point I'm trying to make, is that you can look at the lack of pro games, yes, but if there's a general plan with a good backline and a good structure in there, I think somebody like a Diamante can come in straight away and show his qualities. Maybe you're going to see a couple of inconsistencies, but I really believe in terms of ceilings, out of all the things that I've seen with Chelsea, I think he has the highest ceiling out of everybody. And I think he can come in and make a job already right now.
And I can give you two Spurs examples. Okay, Van der Ven, who came in this season, he was 21 when he signed with Spurs, and then he just turned 22. And before his injury, he was probably top 2 to top 3 best center backs in this league. ODOGU at left back, who's still, I'm looking at Transfermarkt, is 21, just turned 21. He was 20. He's 21 in November 28. Is probably the best left back in this league, or second best left back in this league when he plays.
I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if these youngsters go around and perform at clubs. That's fine. But I'm talking about in our current squad. We don't need another 18-year-old where this might happen and he might develop. Then we can allow this guy to develop.
But he can. He could.
But this is the thing though. I didn't say that though, that he needs to develop and think. I think he can come straight away, and I think he can
play
under the pressure and play immediately. Like, yes, you're gonna. Let's don't act like experienced players don't make mistakes too. I've seen Thiago Silva. For you guys, be out there slipping twice, giving goals away, miscommunication with Badiashile at times for goals. I've seen versus Newcastle not being able to control the ball or pass the ball properly and give them goals away. So let's not act like experienced players don't make mistakes as well. But I feel like somebody. But
then you know what?
I think he can come in and generally be somebody that can definitely make the right-sided centre back spot his own, because. Again, young players, they want to prove themselves. They want to go out there and play. They want to play and show, I'm the type of player.
Is it okay if I read the article?
I put Diamante in the same conversation because I see a young Varane as well at 19, 18. What was he at Lens? Going to Real Madrid and make it his own spot. Same thing. Varane, when he was 19, when he was young, moving to Madrid.
I'm talking about. I said the many times. I'm not talking about these examples. I understand in our current squad. It's in our current squad. We've got more young players, man.
No, I got a question for you, bro. Yeah, I got a question for you. Okay, let's say I agree with your argument. Okay, let's say no more younger players. Okay, we need that centre back. Let's say the club is saying Fofana. They say the colour has to him. We move it on from you, respectfully. Who would you bring in? That's not a young player that you think can help. That can help you in that RCB role.
I can't think of anyone off my top of my head, but I would rather have Todibo in, a 24-year-old that's paid a lot of time. That's had interest from many.
I just don't think how likely he is.
Yeah, but
the thing with me,
24-year-old who's been rated for years.
But I get that.
But the thing is,
I think the United thing doesn't.
Bro, if it was up to me, bro, I'll go get Naya for guard, bro, from West Ham.
No, but Jez, actually, you know what? Actually,
From who?
what did you say?
What?
He said
Who?
AQUIRE from West Ham.
From West
Yeah, I
Ham?
know who he said. You know who's going to cost us
A
like
god,
80
a Gwed, a Gwed.
Yeah.
Bro, that's who if you ask, that's who I would get, bro.
You're not being serious with that one, no way.
Bro, I need as many Moroccans in my team as
Would you?
possible, bro. Yeah, he just wants Moroccan.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, that makes sense.
I was gonna say like.
No, bro, Scott put it in the
problem for me,
Go ahead,
Sorry, Mark.
Ahmed.
I was gonna say quickly. The thing for me is, I don't mind. I don't mind if you get either. I think Todibo and the amount of players, if you get either of them, I'm happy. That's
not. See, that's an L though. That's not a level. Of
it's not really because if I rate both players
between them, bro.
If I rate both players, I'm happy. If I rate both players, I think they're good. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, it's about. To be honest, it's about how good they are, and as you said, it's not really all about age because we've got Cole Palmer, and no one would have thought he would have hit the ground running. Look at his age, and look at he's taken up the spot, and look at his age.
Yeah,
so it's a gamble with. No, exactly. It's a gamble with young players, but it's a gamble with anyone. We've seen it. Chelsea, we've bought Shevchenko and all these guys and experience, and they didn't hit the ground running. We've seen it over the years.
You know what you see for life, yeah? I also think we're in a period where the 25 plus to like that prime range, is getting harder to get these guys in it. And a lot of these guys, whenever they do reach the uphill points, it becomes 100 plus. We can't go every time, for 100 plus.
Yeah.
We be getting these man. We need to keep it like we need to be honest about that too. Like yes, we brought Emerson for 106 and Caicedo for 115, but we cannot do that every transfer window.
Is it because that we're willing to give in because of the best
FFP as well? And it's FFP. We can't just keep splashing money every 100 mil.
Even from you say FFP, but there's also another financial aspect of like eventually, these guys want to be making money. You know, so 115 on Caicedo or someone like another player like that every single window, to be getting the best players. It's gonna cost you a lot of money, boys. It's gonna cost.
We're gonna have losses year after year after year, especially if we don't get in the Champions League, right? And we don't keep getting in that and losing, and we've got players on 8-year contracts as well. So remember, every single year you're gonna have some losses.
And also with that big money for a young player comes massive expectations. And not every young player is ready to, at the age of 20 or 22, play at a world-class level week in, week out.
Yeah.
Particularly at Chelsea, where we expect, like, you know what Chelsea fans are like, you know what the Premier League is like. People expect you to bang straight away. At 22 years old or at 20 years old, you shouldn't be expected to be a world-class player yet. You should be allowed a year.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
So too much pressure.
But Chelsea, you're not gonna get time.
Yes, no, but you can't say that because here's the thing: if we look at the kings of Europe, aka Real Madrid, that's what they've been doing since they lost Neymar. They've been getting every Brazilian wonder kid for cheap because they're never gonna lose what they did to Neymar. Same with you could look at their French midfielders, aka Camavinga and Tchouaméni. The only person they spend mad money on who was young is Jude Bellingham. Everyone else is about 50 to 70 million, which was Tchouaméni.
Yeah, but crazy. Look at who they're surrounded by.
Agreed.
I know Vinny's been.
They got Modric, they got Cruz, they got.
They've got so many world-class guys in that team that everybody's learning.
Look at that centre back as well, Rudiger, 28. Been there for a long time.
The Curry respond.
You know, Vinny. I know he's been great the past. 2 seasons or so? Or
2 seasons,
and a half,
2 seasons.
He was there, but before that, around Madrid, he was looked at as a flop. Does everyone remember him playing against us? People were talking about him being a scrub. And now he continued to develop and improve and get the mentality. Now he's the best winner in the world. Like, it takes time.
And I can give you another person on the right wing, Rodrigo. He was also seen this season before Vinny got hurt. Was seen as him decreasing and digressing and everything like that. They were starting to call him a bum, right? And then he comes on after Vinny gets injured, and then he scores 8 goals in 5 games, and he's been probably their best attacker ever since Vinny got injured. And he's 22, and they bought him when he was 19 as well. They're buying Endrick, who's coming in the end of this beginning of the summer, who's touted to be the best talent since Neymar came out, and Barcelona is doing the same with Victor Roque. They're seeing him as literally the replacement to Lewandowski because Lewandowski's been shit, and he's an experienced player at the age of 35. And they're saying I would rather have Victor Roque playing starting right now because of how shit Lewandowski's been. And these are the big clubs. This is the best team in Europe, and this is the legendary club of Barcelona, who still won the leagues, by the way. Who won the league last season. And they're saying they want Victor Roque this season to start, this January to start.
Do you know where it is? Do you know where it is? Yeah. Do you know where it is? Yeah. I think I can understand if people said that maybe we needed like a 1 or 2 more experienced guys to maybe come into the squad alongside these young players, right? But the problem again becomes who are these experienced guys we're looking for? You know.
Well, let me give you a hypothetical. All right, because I keep saying Todibo is not likely because of United. Jess brought up we don't know how likely those links are. I think it could be likely because Varane potentially could be leaving. I don't know if it's going to happen in January or I don't know if it's going to happen in summer. But I go to Ziad now. If Varane is available, is that a center back that you would take at Chelsea? I personally don't rate him. I personally don't rate Varane.
Raphael Varane.
Nah, he's done it. He's done it. He's had his time. He's a legend of the game, but yeah, we don't need him.
Injury prone. Varane is injury prone, bro. You're running into the same issues that you're running into, not necessarily for Fofana, but like where this guy played 1 or 2 more games. He's on the injury.
Could Varane be a Thiago Silva replacement?
No,
nah.
I'm able to be fit enough to do so.
Thiago Silva was able to play football matches. That's the difference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, the age difference is crazy though.
No, but that makes it even more.
That makes it worse. That makes it worse.
Yeah.
Wow, what injury? What's? I didn't see Varane's injuries. What's his injuries?
That Varane guy barely stays fit these days.
He hardly plays for United.
Well, that's partially due to.
I mean, in and out. Yeah, he's in and out of the team, should I say?
Yeah, no, but he's still injured. He's still hella injured.
Injuries.
Yeah.
It got to a point last season where they had to bench in certain Premier League games because they needed him in the Europa League matches.
So
that's also how we should be. But that's also how we should be playing Thiago Silva. I would argue, we should be rotating this guy. We should be being
we should have
the other defenders.
Marshall, why can't we do that with Thiago Silva? Because Badiashile has been injured for the majority of the season.
Thiago Silva is very good.
Fofana's been injured because our centre backs have been injured.
No, but he's also very good.
Do you not think Fofana and Badiashile were both injured from the start of the season? Thiago Silva would not be playing games.
That's probably my starting partnership, yeah.
But the other problem though, Prime, is that like I think prior to the beginning of the season, we would have thought that we would see Thiago Silva in there in rotation with Levi Colwill and Badiashile, not Badiashile, I'm sorry, Disasi. But he's been playing Levi Colwill at left back.
Yeah, but
he's messing up the whole thing.
Yeah, but Marshall, you noticed that I didn't mention Colwill for a reason. He sees Colwill for whatever reason as a left back. That's fine. But if Badiashile and Fofana were both fit since the start of the season, Thiago Silva would not be playing all of our games, right?
I disagree.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
I disagree. I think he would be starting. What's it called? Thiago Silva.
Maybe he would have started. Maybe he would have started the season, but by now in January we're in, he would not be playing week in week out.
Bro, the way I disagree, bro. I really do believe POCH rates Thiago Silva that highly.
I don't think he's wrong to, because Thiago Silva is quality, bro.
I think he's obviously old now.
This is
so it's hard
for me. I'm not saying Thiago Silva is bad. I said this season should have been the phase out season. I think everyone here agrees.
Yeah. You shouldn't be still playing at 40. You shouldn't still be playing.
He can play games for you.
Yeah. He could have easily been phased out, but the fact that he hasn't, and the fact that he's still performing, you gotta give credit to him.
But then
but that shows that our centre backs are not good enough.
He's not performing.
Yeah.
No one hasn't been performing though.
Yeah, no one is performing. Yeah, no one's performing really. Let's be honest.
I don't think Thiago Silva's been that bad.
For me, you know what
we've played 19. Hang on. How many league games have we played this season now? 19, 20.
19.
He's played good to great in about 6 of them. Cool. He's played good to great in about 6 of them.
The problem is,
he's been average to shit. Thiago Silva this season has been average to shit in most of the games that he's played.
Bro, the problem is, Badiashile was out for quite a lot of time because he had a setback, and then he's decided that Levi Cole is not going to be his left-sided centre-back and his left-back. So he's not. So the actual left-sided centre-back you could have actually been playing in partnership with Disasi has not been playing there at all, barring like 2 games, which was Man City and the game before Man City, which I believe was Forest. But what was the game before Man City? I don't know whatever it was. It was that game before they also played left-sided centre-back. So like, you know,
he don't see him. He don't see Cole as a centre back, and he don't see Matson as a left back.
Also,
but that's. Go ahead.
To go back for a second on just one quick thing, sorry. On Rafael Varane, just last season, he missed 24 days, 23 days, and 5 days. And the only reason he missed one of those 24 days, it would have been longer, is because the World Cup happened. He missed from October 22nd till November 14th, 23 days. April 14th to May 8th, 24 days, and 5 days with an ankle sprain.
Did he start every single game in the World Cup?
Okay, so still, he has missed, once again, 2 months, more than 2 months. Last season alone because of injury. I'm looking at just 2023,
he was supposed to be. He's Man United's main centre back. I don't think he has to come in.
No,
he's not.
No, he's not.
I mean, on paper, he should be.
Cool.
Yeah, but exactly on paper.
But when he comes to us,
on paper, we were meant to phase Thiago Silva out.
Yeah, and on paper, we're not supposed to have Caldwell as left back, but you know.
Yeah, on paper.
No. What I'm saying is, based on their current squad, he's should be the starter.
Based on we'll do that. We'll do this again. Based on our current squad, Levi Cole was not meant to be our starting left back.
Yeah.
No. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. What I'm trying. But what I'm saying is that he's one of their best centre backs.
Fair enough.
He is when he's fit.
Okay. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, but he doesn't have to come and play every single game for us.
But we want a defender that's going to come in and hold it down, though, right?
And he's going to be earning. And you know how much he's earning in Manchester United?
Yeah, there's no point. It makes no sense.
No, just as a so
we're gonna pay a guy 300k. We're gonna pay a guy 300.
Yeah.
To be
for what?
300k. No, he can go fuck himself.
Yeah, he's making 250.
Well, that's what he's on at United, bro.
What do you think he wants?
He can go fuck himself.
He's making 250 at United. He's making.
He can go fuck himself, bro. He can stay over there.
Cool, then this argument's a moot point. Let's what?
Yeah, let's move on, bro. All right, Scott, mate, calm down.
Wait, why was Marshall Varane a discussion?
I don't know who brought him.
Because they brought him. Because they didn't brought him.
Someone brought him up. Someone said.
Me?
Yeah.
It was
no, I didn't see.
No. It was Marshall.
It's Marshall.
Someone experienced. Yeah,
it's because they might sell him United.
Yeah.
I don't.
I know.
We don't need him.
No.
I do not want any Manchester United player.
No, Prime. I think it was more linked to the fact that they could get Todibo as a replacement, not that we'd get Varane.
But we're gonna.
The United have wanted Todibo for quite a while, though.
Yeah.
I think Varane has a year extension option in his contract, and they haven't exercised it, so he's going.
They've done it for Lindelof, though.
Man, I'm pretty sure.
They're weird, man. I don't know.
When we signed Disasi, I'm pretty sure people were saying, "Oh, they wish they went for Todibo." That's what I saw anyway.
I don't.
I don't see much of that.
No, I saw that, bro. I saw that.
Well, you ended up going for Disasi, you know.
I think that's perspective of timeline.
I think it depends because you had a lot of fans back then that were like, "Oh, maybe we keep Chalobah," but then obviously.
To be honest, we do get that section fan base. We should go for X, Y, and Z. Whenever they go for it, yeah.
Oh yeah, you'll always get the hindsight FCs and all that. You know.
Don't be a bully, Danish, bro. Don't be a bully, bro.
I did want to also bring this up. I don't know if any of you guys know anything about this player, so please inform me if you do. But there's another one we were linked with.
Not knowing anything about Chelsea linked. Who the fuck is this?
I read 17-year-old and I was like,
Are we doing this again?
Marshall, do me one favor, right? Bring up his total number of games. Bring up his total number of games, Marshall. And then we'll discuss.
No, there's no point. There's no point. He's 17. That's all you need to see. You don't need to see anything else.
Basically, yeah. So you know the guy, like similar, like how the guy we got from Senegal, like is meant to be for the Strasbourg project. This guy apparently is also meant to be.
Oh wow.
So basically, a lot of these guys, when you hear Chelsea are signing them, it's not really Chelsea that's signing them. It's really, Strasbourg is getting signed for them to be later, sold on. Essentially, that's what's happening.
Marshall, you know it's bad when myself as a German don't know who the fuck that kid is.
I was about to say,
He's an unknown.
I was about to say there's only one person on this panel I expect to know who he was.
I don't have a Scooby Doo, and I know a lot of Bundesliga players.
Plays for Wolfsburg, and has apparently
Wolfsburg senior team or youth team.
I was going to say, does he actually play for Wolfsburg or like?
That's what I'm saying. It's like
he's in the squad. He's in the squad. It looks like
he's probably never played a single game.
Has 12 appearances in the U17.
Lads,
that's shit.
I don't
Come on, let's move on, Marshall.
He's had 11. He's had 11 total games in his career, and 8 of them are under 19. Bundesliga.
Yeah, let's move on with that, please.
Less than 5 appearances of professional events gaming.
Yeah, you know what's funny is, Marshall, I thought originally that was Kevin Paredes, the American kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was him.
Guarantee you someone's got a comp of that ODOGU guy. Guarantee you some weirdo.
How do you guys not know who ODOGU is? He's Nigerian.
Wait, what?
I'm not Nigerian.
Makes even
No,
more
you
sense.
can tell. I can 100% tell with that, by the way. No, you can 100% tell. They just heard how good ODOGU was doing at Tottenham. And just
let's go match it. Hey, you know what? Hey, Marshall, it makes sense now. Like we have a puppet. We have a puppet. You sign a puppet. Let's get an ODOGU. Let's get out.
It's like a Liverpool Endo situation.
Bro, I really don't get the obsession with 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 19.
Scott, you're gonna get a Dutch player as well very soon, though.
Oh yeah, Dutch centre back. We're gonna get that has a van in it. It's gonna have a van in their names. Like, all right, we'll send Sam
Van Berg. Sam Van Berg.
Oh my God. Well, I mean,
listen,
actually,
we gotta get the diversity in there, man, in the squad.
now that I have a decent amount of you in here as well, we did bring up the striker situation earlier, and it's looking more and more that we're trending towards this. So I do want to ask your opinion on the SESKO situation.
I told the streets about it.
Nope.
I told the streets it's gonna happen. In January, he's coming to this club, and bro is getting sold to West Ham.
Ahmed, don't make this interactive.
Roger's better than him, bro.
I'm telling you, it's happening.
I can't lie. That would be an L move. I can't even lie.
That's what's gonna happen, boys.
The thing is, yeah, like SESKO, in terms of the ceiling, the potential is great, but the guy barely even plays for RB Leipzig. Yeah. He barely played this year, and there's a reason for it, because obviously Openda, one of the reasons is because Openda is there, who's doing amazingly, but two, because they're looking at him as like, you know what? We don't believe he's ready yet to play for us as the number one striker. And
without looking, this might have changed since I last looked. So I will have a check. But can anyone, without looking, tell me how many league goals? No, sorry, fuck league goals. How many goals they think that this guy's got this season?
3.
Without looking.
3.
Probably like 15.
I think he got in all comps.
No,
he's got 3 goals. He's got 3 goals, 2 of which were in the cup against some like third Bundesliga.
How much he got?
He scored 1 goal, not in the cup this season.
Listen, that's perfect. A bench player to replace our bench player.
Then you gotta consider how much Leipzig would ask for him as well.
Yeah.
But wait, don't we want Jackson to be the bench player long term? So what's the point?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the point. It's not a good signing.
That's why I meant immediately.
Doesn't make no sense.
And this is what I've said. Like I said this in the like a group chat and earlier. Like unless we're signing someone on like a 6-month loan from now till the summer, I don't want another striker coming in. I saw I got asked a question saying, would I take Vlahovic this January if it was like 40 million? No. Why? What's the point? Like all of these moves.
Yeah, but he's good enough to become a striker though.
No, he isn't.
You don't think so?
What when we get?
I mean, I'd rather have him on the bench than Brozier, though. I'll be honest with you. Somebody else.
Because that's not the question you've got to ask yourself. You've got to ask yourself when Osimhen comes in, because it's pretty much a when at this point, not an if. It's when Osimhen comes in. Who would you rather have on the bench, Jackson or SESKO?
Is it a when?
Bro, it's pretty much a when. Like, I'll be surprised if we don't get him. at this point.
I mean, if we get him, then I'm all right. I'm good. I'm good to go.
Anyway, Scott is
He's
right.
got
and
a
I was
27% conversion rate. SESKO has, so
Scott is right, and I was of that same thing.
make of that as you will.
I don't want us to get any like so long if it's not Osimhen, I don't want us to sign any other striker.
Stop that.
Yeah, it's got to be someone serious.
I was gonna say, unless it's Osimhen or Tony, and we're not going for Tony, so unless it's Osimhen, what's the point? Because like we've already got that striker that's like and we've already got that striker that isn't top tier, but you can develop.
Hey, listen, don't let us
Just potential.
Scott, can I ask you this? Because I was also thinking about this as well. If come the summer, we for whatever reason we don't or we can't sign Osimhen or Tony, would you be okay having Jackson for another season as our number one?
No.
Nah, we need someone else. We need.
No way.
With all due respect, I was only talking to Scott.
That's unfair with us on here.
This is a
panel, mate.
I want to see what his numbers are looking like come the end of the season. Because if he hits like 16 to 18 league goals, then I can see it. To be honest, then I can maybe hear that conversation. I think it also depends on. I think it also
is that 16 to 18 goals spread out or stat padded?
No, it like league goals. I don't care. Like I don't care if he gets those.
Yeah, league goals.
Yeah, because Scott, I was of that thinking of if his second half is the same as his first half of the season, he's gonna get around 14, 15 goals. And if he next season, I would then expect him to hit around 20 in the league. And if he can do that, then like I'd be okay having him if we can't get Osimhen or we can't get Tony.
Yeah. And the thing is, with the Osimhen thing, the other thing I was going to say is, if we can't get him in the summer, if it turns out, if he just goes somewhere else, we can't get him, I just pivot elsewhere. At that point, then you do go and pivot and you say, okay, maybe you do go and get a SESKO. Maybe you do go and get a Vlahovic. But that's a conversation of it if we don't get Osimhen. Because like for right now, it looks like we're going to. Also, by the way, with the pre-contract thing, I don't actually think we can do that. The way it works out, it all depends on when his release clause activates, because if it activates this January, we can't do a pre-contract unless we pay over the release clause.
Isn't the pre-contract in the summer, bro?
But yeah, like
it's in summer.
Yeah, you can just go in.
You can't do a pre-contract if it's a release clause. If we pay the money for the release clause, we have like it would just go through this window. So we'd either have to pay that money but not pay the release clause, so pay it in like installments, or we'd have to pay over the release clause. So if we just pay the money, to say we pay the 130, it would just go through this window. So the most we could do is either. So the most we could do is if it all depends. It depends. If the release clause isn't active this window, then we can do it for the pre-contract, or it would just be a verbal agreement. So there's nothing actually written. It would just be.
Am I the only one that's not 1,000% certain of Osimhen?
Okay, can I ask why?
So I wanted to say.
Why?
Do you mean him as a player, or do you mean us getting him?
Him as a player.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Why? Like, what is your thought process?
Yeah, why?
It's the red season.
What's wrong with this guy, man? I think I'm just traumatized from all these strikers, bro.
I don't blame you.
So what do you want to do then?
Yeah, then that means.
He seemed
to be him. The one thing. I think the one thing you can maybe say.
Ziad, have you watched him?
Have you actually watched him? You need to watch him well, then you can't really judge him, then, can you?
No, just I'm saying based on what I've seen.
Whenever Chelsea.
That's unfair, then.
Whenever Chelsea fans say, "Oh, I'm scarred from previous strikers," in response to us signing Osimhen, you haven't watched him. You have not watched him play. I've been watching this guy since he was at Lille. He's the truth.
Is he the truth?
He's the best striker out there that's available.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing. I think he's not. I wouldn't say he's like elite yet. Like he's on the cusp, but he is the best striker option out there that's available, and that's the thing.
Is he better than what Lukaku was doing at Inter?
Yes.
Lukaku's shit though, so let's not do this. We've already seen him at our club, so let's not.
He's doing it by himself. Lukaku is doing it with Lautaro. He needed a buddy.
Also, though, even if he isn't, like Prime would know more because he's watched more Serie A than me. But
they don't even play the same.
I was going to say that's
Hold
the thing.
on,
Even
hold
if he wasn't, look, the way Lukaku plays, the style of play they both suit is wildly different, and like their attitudes are wildly different.
Yeah, because Lukaku's thriving again.
Real quick, Ahmed, I agree with what you're saying that he Lukaku was doing it with Lautaro, but let's not pretend like Kvaratskhelia wasn't helping out Osimhen big time as well.
But
Definitely.
It suits our system better though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Lukaku was playing with another striker though. That's the difference. Lautaro's not playing with a striker.
Yeah, they had two up top.
But then, to be fair, Marshall's point is still valid though, that he had that created. He had that 1-2 punch right there with
Super creative.
He had the Kyrie LeBron right there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
As much as I think that Sterling has been one of our more prominent attackers this season, is he going to create the same chances that Kvaratskhelia is going to create for Osimhen? I don't think so, because he's central decision making.
Marshall. But it's
But
not.
to counter
we're
that
not
argument, Osimhen does
Wait,
have
let
a
Prime
45%.
land.
Hold on, here's the thing. We're not relying on Sterling though. When we've got Nkuku, when we've got Palmer, etc., we're not just
okay. That's fair.
He's not Sterling agenda. Don't do this. First of all, Sterling would link up well with Osimhen. But two, we're not
Sterling's
just
decision making is dodgy, but go ahead, Prime. I get what you're saying.
Am I lagging or can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
yeah. We're not just relying on like for when you look at Napoli, with all due respect, like they've only really got Kvaratskhelia to link with Osimhen. At Chelsea, we've got not just Sterling, we've got Palmer, we've got Nkuku, we've got Madueke if Poch would ever play him. We've also got players coming back, Angelino balling out on loan. So long as we put a system in place for all these creative players that we have, Osimhen will bag. Look at the chances we've created this season already for Jackson, and we don't have a system in place.
That is
Put
true.
a proper system in place, but these players, Osimhen will bag for fun. He will love the Premier League.
Let me also ask you guys something. Listen, I don't believe in this whole Prem proven. If he's not Prem proven, he's not going to work out. Like, we've had players that have come to this team and not been Prem proven and done well. And I see that when I say that, the trend seems to be France from the French league seems to translate very well to the Premier League. What makes you guys think that Osimhen from Serie A is going to translate well into?
He's been in the French league before.
He played the French league.
Yeah.
That's the thing that he had actually played in multiple leagues. He wasn't even.
He's played in 4 different. If he comes to the Prem to play for us, that will be his 5th league he's played in, and he's 24.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I forgot about the French league that he got.
No,
depending on how you view the
Belgium league as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that will be his, and it will be his 5th top European league, depending on how you view the Belgian league.
I mean, compared to, I'll be honest, but like, I actually rate the Belgium league like so. Ahmed might think I'm trolling, or the guys from Sarcasm City might think I'm trolling, but I actually watch the Belgium league at times. It's actually a decent league to be fair.
Also, Osimhen at his young age, he has led his team to a title, being being a leader, being their best player.
That was he.
That for me means a lot more than, all due respect, anything.
Prime, if I can add a point after you as well.
Anything that what Ivan Toney's doing at his age, like great, whatever, but he's a lot older. Osimhen at his young age, leading his team to a title, being one of the best players in Europe, one of the best players for his continent. That we need to bring us, because if we let Osimhen go to Arsenal, he will win them the Prem next season. I don't want that happening.
Do you know what's actually mad about Osimhen as well? Actually, go ahead, something.
I will say that with what Prime was saying about
who's getting the cops called on them.
That's not me, though.
It's Osimhen after he fell to carry Nigeria.
Go ahead, Hassan.
When Osimhen wins us AFCON, actually, I can't even make that joke.
Don't say that.
Yeah, this ain't gonna happen. You know,
lads, I've been trying to talk for this all time, man.
Go ahead, Hassan. Go ahead.
Hey, lads, you can all have your say after me, but I was just looking around with the stats to back up whether or not Osimhen would bag at Chelsea or not. I think in 2023, besides Harry Kane, who has a big conversion rate of 55%, Osimhen is second with 45% of big chances converted. And at Chelsea, we always do create like 1 or 2 big chances, but our strikers somehow miss it. So that's good as well. And I've been looking around the stats around the conversion rate, like what is a world class, roughly percentage wise, conversion rate, right? Osimhen this season has a 25.9% conversion rate, which is roughly around the similar figures of what Harry Kane, Lewandowski, and Mohamed Salah has done. I think Mohamed Salah, when he scored, what was it, like 30 goals? I think his conversion rate was around 25%. So yeah, I mean, Osimhen as a striker in terms of percentages wise, whether he'd bang at Chelsea on paper, it's looking quite strong. And what we need right now is a person who could bag it at the back of the net. The problem is it's not creating chances. I think that's a bit of a myth now, because you look at our XG, you look at our chances created. We have been creating chances, just that we have players that have shot like, what was the stat before when we were on a goal drought, like 40 shots and like only 1 or 2 goals went in the
I think so, yeah.
3-4 games. So yeah, I mean, I think the stats wise is backing Osimhen. And I really do think, but I think that because obviously I'm gonna Prime's not that type of person to rate like just anyone. I know he might be Nigerian, it might be a Nigerian tax, but
nah, it's not Nigerian tax.
It's not.
Though, Prime's not the type to like
It's not Nigerian
pick up a player and rate a player. But like
a lot of Nigerians are bums.
But like in all seriousness though, the percentage and the shot conversion rate backs Osimhen to bag at Chelsea. I don't know if anyone has a rebuttal to that or.
The only thing the only thing I'll say about shot conversion is that, you know, Jackson had the best shot conversion in the Liga, and now we're looking at making him a backup. But to be fair, Osimhen does have the sample size on his side. He's got a bigger sample size and more appearances.
I can't lie. One thing I will say is outside
this
of
is
last
why
season,
I compared like a year or two with every player, like Salah, Lewandowski, Harry Kane. I think that's fair to do like an entire sample size.
The one thing I will say about Osimhen, and this isn't like in a sense to like knock him or anything, it's just an interesting point that I found when looking up his stats earlier, because I was having a debate about him and Tony, is like outside of last season, his numbers are actually not that impressive, like in the grand scheme of things. It's actually kind of mad. Like last season, they're not terrible, but they're not like his best goal scoring season outside of last season was 14 league goals, which Tammy Abraham has already beaten, like in his season at us and his season at Roma. But it's mad. Like he went from like that to then the 26 goals I think he had last season.
You know what this was good though?
That's what I was thinking.
I think a big reason to that is also, which is also the reason why Napoli, for example, is struggling this season, is because the coaching. The manager was a big part of how the team in general was playing. Kvaratskhelia is struggling this season, and I feel like this. I think it's also another main thing if he comes to Chelsea. If Poch is in job, how Poch use him. If Poch is not in the job, how the next manager would use him. It's always about the system first and foremost. And I feel like this was probably one of the few times in Osimhen's career where he really had a good manager that knew how to get the best out of him.
Yeah, that's why I've been saying Poch cannot have Osimhen. I'll say this, right? Because I don't want people saying like it's just Nigerian tax. What my downside to Osimhen is, like, he is kind of injury prone, and that's why I'm glad we have Jackson, because Jackson being a backup to Osimhen for me makes sense. Jackson is someone who can come in for a short period of time and can get goals if Osimhen's out injured or we need to rest him for whatever reason. So.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what Prime said earlier about Osimhen having that winning mentality and obviously grabbing his team Napoli, which shows that he can maybe with us, like if we ever get to a title charge one day, whoever knows, but he will have that mentality. He's not scared to step up. I know we're not going for the league for a while, but a player like that, I wouldn't mind him or Tony, to be honest with you. But I do like what Prime said about Osimhen and having that winning mentality and actually winning it for Napoli. That shows a lot, to be fair.
Yeah, but I do have one fear with Osimhen. and it's that price tag. I don't mind paying it. I genuinely I don't care how much our club pays for a lot of these players. I don't care about the Enzo price. I don't care about the Caicedo price. I rather our club pay these prices. Obviously, I don't want their club to be taken advantage of in the transfer market, but I'd rather our club pay for these prices than go through what we went through with Marina and not give Dortmund the money they wanted for Haaland, for example. But that's just an example. I'm just worried that our fan base is just once again gonna look at the price tag. They're gonna look at the output, and if it's not there, once again, oh, the owners they spent all this on these players, and the scouting department, when Stanley out, all this. It's gonna it's like a vicious cycle. That's my only worry.
Marshall, you are very much right. That's something I say
we can't control. Really,
but
with fans.
My ideal dream, by the way, would because I think right now, 120 for Osimhen is like, I don't think he is worth it. Not in terms of not him being worth it, but I don't think Chelsea is at a place where we spent 100 mil or 120 for him, and the whole narrative is he has to come in and score 30 goals and we have to win the title. Because we as a team, as a club, we're not ready to do that right now. However, I don't want us to miss the opportunity of not getting him, and then he goes to Arsenal and he wins them the Prem, or he goes to Real Madrid. I'd rather we get him now. I'd rather we get him now. He has the mentality. He has the mentality. He's built. He's ready. Get him now, because if we miss this,
exactly. And people want proven strikers. He's won the league.
As good as Jackson has been, he's not going to be an Osimhen. There's no other striker around. There's SESKO is not good enough, at least not yet. There are all these other young strikers. They're all maybes. Let's get the guaranteed, proven guy that's out there right now. We missed the chance to get Haaland. We got Lukaku. Let's not do this again.
You know what it also is? I don't think anyone's going for Ivan Toney at the price tag that Brentford's putting him at. So it's more than likely that people are going to basically just go and aim for Osimhen, because he's the best.
What's the price tag for Tony?
100
million. With a year left. But
that's crazy.
I think Arsenal will get Tony, and maybe let's not.
Yeah,
I can't lie, bro. I don't think that we'll go in for him because of the fact of because when you look at for value, paying 100 million for Tony with a year left, it's not sensible in my opinion.
It's not worth it.
But then again, real quick, going back real quick to what Marshall said about the thing about the price tag, I can flip that and say your fan base will complain about if you go and buy somebody for cheap who nobody knows, and then all of a sudden the owners go cheap again, and they're going for this youngster. Like every fan
Jackson,
base,
that's what's happening with Jackson right now. Pretty much.
Exactly. So you're never gonna no fan base.
They're never happy. They're always unhappy.
Unless your team is competing for league titles and Champions League on a consistent basis, like Manchester City, and even then, some of the 10 fans that I see on the timeline, they also complain at times. So
that's a lot for them.
Exactly. I mean, I said more charges than fans, but that's for another day. But I keep saying that, like, for me, I feel like this is where then your recruitment team, this is where they need to come clutch. They need to come clutch, because obviously it's true, you can't keep wasting money, but at the same time you're paying big money for these people to make the right decisions. If they believe Osimhen is the right guy, if Pochettino believes he's the right guy, you pay the money and you try to make it work. Like Lukaku didn't work out, cool, but then you move on with it.
And also, getting Osimhen would show that this whole quote building youngsters project 2030. If we go get Osimhen, that shows that whole thing's bullshit. Because Osimhen's ready to win now. He's just won a title. He wants to win more. If we get Osimhen, it shows that we need to start moving towards winning a title in the next couple of weeks.
And the thing is with Osimhen, if you guys are worried about the price tag getting to him, he moved from Lille to Napoli for £70 million.
Yep.
2 years ago.
But to be fair, I could with that one though, I heard, but this one I heard there was some fraud behind it.
He's Nigerian, man. Of course he was Fofana.
No, but I know, but I'm saying like if you know how the fans might be like, we paid 70 million pounds for you, you need to live up, right?
Yeah.
And the pressure getting to him. I'm saying he's a player who didn't deal with that. I mean, like he could deal with that himself, and he's done that.
Our fans are stupid though. This is the same fan base that wanted us to buy Rice for 100 million and wouldn't ask these same questions.
Oliver, that's why I keep saying.
And that's a DM.
But Oliver, that's why I keep saying it. That's why keep fans as far as possible from football clubs. Because if that's the case, you would see academy kids all over the place instead of somebody that can actually come in and actually do the job. That's why I mean you still see Mount. You fucking see Prusto up top with Mount and Gallagher in midfield with whoever in the 10. That's why I say keep fans as far as possible from football clubs. I always say that.
Chelsea fans want to make Gilchrist our captain.
To be fair, he gives me the real.
He's just a psychopath.
He gives me the real leader, bro. Like real man. No way, like
Gilchrist looks like the type of guy that's definitely calling cuckoo.
Gilchrist looks like an extra from like Green.
Brian, you know what it is? You saw my tweet already. Like I like those aggressive centre backs, so that no nonsense.
No, Gilchrist is not aggressive. He's not aggressive. He's just an R word.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm joking.
Let's go backstage then, yeah? We'll go backstage.
This is some big allegations, say.
I was joking. I was making a joke. Don't cancel Marshall.
Sorry,
but it's already cancelled anyway. So
it's already cancelled. You said it.
I stand with cancel Marshall. Hashtag cancel.
No, we're not.
Scott,
listen.
You know how you're saying with regards to the release clause and everything with Osimhen, like even if it's not activated till the summer, I would still try to get him on pre-contract this Jan by.
Oh no, 100%. Like I would as well, but it's more
because this is the last time we can amortize. I'm like,
no. When I
like,
said about the pre-contract, it's more we can't because I keep saying about like the release clause and everything. If we want to do a pre-contract, we can't pay the release clause. We would have to, unless it doesn't activate until the summer, in which case we can. We'd have to either pay the same amount, so pay the 130, but pay it. We'd basically have to, if we want to do a pre-contract agreement, it basically means agreeing something with Napoli. It means we'd have to speak to Napoli and agree something with them.
Yeah, but
that would be the worst thing though, because
exactly that's the thing, and it's like that's for me. It's like if you're going to do the pre-contract thing, like unless it's a case of his release clause doesn't activate in January, it activates in the summer, and you're basically just saying we're going to pay that money like in the summer, like you agree that. Outside of that, just pay the release clause. Just if it activates in January, just pay it, because otherwise you're just going to have to pay over the odds. Or,
but question for you, Scott. Like, let's say if the release cost is, I think 130. Let's say if we want to, for financial reasons, pay 135 so we can amortize that. What?
Wait, type it out, Prime.
Let Curry probably finish it.
Sorry, what were you asking?
No, I was asking, like, let's say if his release cost is 130 million euros, and if we pay 135 for financial reasons, aka amortization, wouldn't that be better for us? I think, like, if we're willing to pay slightly extra, just to financially spread it out, compared to like paying it up all up front.
It would. It just means
because it's like with Napoli, it's like, hey, we can like either.
Also, I think you're just stretching it over the years.
Yeah,
I think. I just want to say, I think
if you deny us,
I
get it, but I'm like, if you deny us, we can just be like, if you will just pay the release clause, then we have the money. It's just we want to stretch it out. So
I think they'll ask for more than just an extra 5 million, though. They'll probably like want 15 million.
They'll probably see 130 million euros or 135.
Oh no, this one. Okay. People don't realize last year Osimhen carried Napoli in the last 10 games of Serie A when Cavaschelli fell off.
Yeah, it's true. I did watch the last season's games. He was bagging quite a bit.
Yeah, that guy went months without a goal, and Osimhen's still doing the business.
That's really like I think at least with Osimhen, which is hilarious because obviously, it's funny because I see people say that about Kvaratskhelia, but Leao just went 100 days without scoring a
Yes,
goal.
I saw that. I didn't even realize that was a stat until the other day.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and I think
How
people
long did
realize
Leao go for?
Leao's gone. He's gone. Like
no.
he is currently 100 days without at least 100 days without a goal.
Oh,
Yeah, I heard
God.
Leao's not been in a good patch form right now.
But that's the thing. Like, players can get out of form. Like people, I think that's also another thing people don't really realize that players can get out of form.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, I mean, maybe it's just me, and it very likely could just be me. Like, I remember seeing Leao play for AC Milan prior to last season, and I was like, this guy looks okay. I mean, he's starting for Milan, but he's not. He looks raw. Then all of a sudden, he became the next hot commodity last season. Now he's dropped off again.
With Leao, like my opinion, is that I think Leao is a really talented player, but you can see there's still a lot of maturing to be done in this game in terms of, for example, like I think Madueke, ironically, is more matured as a player than somebody like a Leao. But the difference is Leao just from the attributes and just skill wise alone, he's just so much better. Where it just wipes everything away what Madueke does in terms of hard work, majority on the ball, and everything like that. That's why Leao is so rated so high. But you can clearly see there's still a lot to be worked on.
Just hating on.
That's the thing, and I think he's a very, very talented player. It's just like, I think it's as Jess said. I also think as well, like he is a player that like where he needs the players around him to like, because he has some quite glaring deficiencies in terms of just like the tracking back and the stuff like that.
Yeah, it's off the ball.
Sure.
He would not fit in this team, for example, in Poch's team at all.
Oh, no way. No way.
Yeah, I just want to say quickly, Camel, we're not answering that question on Sophie Royce. It's going to move on from that one. You know what I'm saying? That's just agenda. We don't refer to agendas around here, so just move on.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk more about it, obviously, in the Casually Chelsea show, because Gallagher's been the big headline when it comes to the transfers. But there is some, like, you know, this Todibo stuff. You guys give me a little more confidence on Todibo and Diamonde. I have to do my own research, obviously. And SESKO, like, we'll see what happens with SESKO. I mean, there are youth players that we are linked to that.
So the other thing for me with SESKO, I forgot to mention. Sorry, Marshall. Sorry to interrupt. The other thing I forgot to say with SESKO. Hey, we're talking about youth earlier when it was like Diamande and whatnot, and like this fan base has been complaining about youth and everything. SESKO's 20.
Yep.
The hell are we bringing in a 20-year-old striker for?
Because
why?
he's meant to be. Because everyone's so gassed up and hyped up about the next Haaland. That's why Man United got Højlund. Remember?
Yeah.
Højlund.
The miracles. Yeah, but actually, can I ask you a good question? Because let me ask you guys, obviously, because my club's obviously linked with Gallagher, for example. How much is Chelsea currently asking for him?
Probably.
It seems like 50.
At least 50.
50 to 60.
For you, Jez, 80.
Yeah.
He ain't getting sold, bro. He ain't getting sold.
For a packet of crisps and a nice firm handshake, bro. That's what I'd give him.
You know what? You know what? Jez? You know what? We'll knock off 30. We'll knock off 30 mil if you throw in Sarr.
Whoa.
You know what, man?
Obviously, because I know the feelings about Gallagher around here on these streets, and to be fair, I don't really necessarily disagree with those feelings as well. I do believe if we were to get him, I think as a squad player specifically, I think he would be actually decent. But why are you guys having him for so high though? Because realistically, we're not gonna buy him.
He's English.
You know what it is, bro?
And he's having a better
season.
English taxes and in-league transfer.
They're trying to make money out of him, and you have to blame Everton for Everton. You have to blame Everton in it. Everton did a 45 million bid for him.
He's essentially, but Jez,
you wouldn't have given for that much money.
Here's the thing, though, Jez. Gallagher is essentially what Man United thought they got from Mason Mount.
Yes, I agree.
It's literally, and if Mason Mount's going for that price, I think United, I don't know how they didn't.
United are just stupid. They paid 100 million.
It was really dumb business because anyone who is a fan of football in general could see that Mason Mount is not the same Mason Mount that won the Champions League. His form is completely plummeted off. But like they still bought him for that amount of money. and give him the number 7. Like they saw he's the poster boy. So I mean, with Gallagher, the man's got blonde, blue eyes, and he's white, and he's proper English. You never know. I'm just saying.
Marshall, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? People here love cussing out your Enzo and Caicedo. The irony is, this guy has been made the leader of our midfield, and it's costing the guy that's meant to be in this position in Caicedo. And
we'll talk. We're gonna cook about
it.
Yeah.
Can't even play in the position which is
Also, Jez,
it's crazy, man.
Because we're Chelsea. When we sell players that we don't want, we value them high and we get the money we want. So pay up, bro.
It makes sense because I was just thinking because obviously we show genuine interest, but I never see my club move like. Fuck it, we're just gonna pay over the odds now. That's why I was thinking, like, aren't you guys desperate to get rid of him, though, regardless of?
We're not desperate.
But, we're not desperate. He can still be useful in the team.
Okay, because I thought that was the feeling that Chelsea is desperate to get rid of him. Because
we are desperate as a club. However, POCH wants to keep him.
Yeah. I don't think we're desperate.
I don't think the club's desperate.
Actually, hold on.
Just certain amount.
Let me rephrase that.
The club is desperate from the perspective of the contract.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
No. The club isn't. The club is desperate to sell him because of the contract. But Pochettino is desperate for him to get a contract because he essentially made him the main man in the midfield.
Which is
he's
ridiculous.
the star. Yeah, because Gallagher is the star of his midfield right now. Yeah, the main man for Poch in midfield is Gallagher.
See, but that's the thing, but that's criminal though.
But that's all. But that's the point I make. Literally, if you didn't hear me, Caicedo is meant to be playing Gallagher's role. Enzo is meant to be playing where Caicedo is playing. That's really what's meant to be happening. And then you have Nkunku in that 10 role.
So you tell me if Gallagher signs a new contract, that's like the worst thing that could possibly happen.
Arguably, it might. Yes.
If we keep POCH, then yes.
If we keep POCH, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, and the thing is, Fabrizio is now saying there's contract discussions are starting now. New contract discussions are starting. Everything's starting. So it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good.
It makes more sense because I was thinking all the time that I felt like Chelsea might just be actually just to get rid of him because in the same time, even though I get you getting all these fees back for these players regardless if they shit or not, you're still getting these fees. But at the same time, this guy has like a year left, but then if you put it that way, it makes sense now by.
What's making it worse here? Look here. You then get comments here like the one that Camel got from people like these people, right? Where they'll be like Sophie Rose or something like that. But oh look, Enzo shit. But look at Gallagher. Look how he's playing and everything like that. But not knowing the fact we're sacrificing the man them 220 million for him. We've sacrificed 220 million pounds for Gallagher, guys. That's what it is. Like there's no other way to put it.
Bang average. There was like after not the Luton game. Was it Palace? No, it was Luton. Sorry. After the Luton game, there was a video that came out from Eunice where he talked about how the game and everything, and he said in the game that Caicedo hadn't done anything, despite the fact that Caicedo was a key part of Madueke's goal, and that Gallagher had a better game than him, despite the fact Gallagher was garbage basically the whole game. Like that's our fan base. That's what this is doing, and that's why for me when I said that him signing a contract, him being here past next summer is a problem. Like not just because I dislike him as a player, what he
pretty much
got.
what he's saying is
it's a problem because it's a problem.
So we have
it's a problem
with Gallagher, man.
Say again.
Go on.
I say it's a problem because of the way he is viewed by our fan base. It's the same way, if not worse, at this point. Arguably the way Mount is viewed.
Yeah,
if you put it that way, then if you put it that way, then yeah, because this is the funny part. Because I don't believe he's like a terrible player. I think for a lot of teams, he can actually be a decent squad player, actually. Especially
I think so too.
For Tottenham, definitely.
Exactly.
For Chelsea too. I think he can.
Yeah, he's decent.
Because I do believe there are qualities where, for example, late in the second half, 70th minute, you might need to change up tactically because you want somebody more. Yeah, Somebody's getting arrested again. Jesus Christ.
No,
The Gallagher slander.
Just basically how Potter used it.
It's just the Cobham police. It's the Cobham police.
This is the thing. That's what I believe. This is what I actually believe. That's what I believe. Actually, Ance's mind, because what Højbjerg can't do shit in the 8. So and Skip can't do so as well. So it kind of makes sense why Ange likes him as a player. Because on the ball, I agree. Actually, I don't really see any qualities on the ball, even though he has the most assists. But then assists don't mean anything.
On the ball, there's literally nothing.
And that's probably my concern. That's why I don't believe we're gonna pay the 50 million. Like I think on the cheap, like 30 million, 35, I believe, you know what, deal, low key. But 50, 60, no chance. That's why I believe he might actually gonna stay at Chelsea, in my opinion.
No,
I think I could be wrong. I feel like in your system, I'll be real. I think his lack of on the ball qualities in your system, I think, isn't as bad because I feel like your system.
You're on the ball, yeah. To be fair,
at least from what I've seen, your system from a possession sense isn't as heavy as ours is. Also, I feel like you've got guys around him in terms of specifically when he's fit, Maddison, and with Kulusevski and Bissouma who can alleviate that. Whereas with our system, he is literally the linchpin of our system and our team. So it's at the moment we've got
doesn't work
through him.
Yeah, but this is the thing. That's why I feel like Pochettino, this what makes Pochettino look funny in the eyes and in the light, because I agree with you there, because I believe Gallagher, if you put him in the right system, you give him the specific role which fits him as well within a team that works, then you can get the qualities. But if you have this guy averaging 80 to 100 touches per game, you're asking to lose football matches, in my opinion.
I agree.
I think I can understand. I think I can understand now a little bit more, because I was always wondering why is it so anti versus pro Gallagher every time when I see the timeline.
I don't know, man. Listen, man. Me and Scott.
We've already been losing games, Jazz, but the league here has been so competitive and kind of shit at the same time that it's meant that he somehow could basically against Fulham fluke us to certain place. You know what I'm saying to you?
I keep saying that, bro. Like we had a 5-game winless streak and we still fifth.
The thing with getting rid of Gallagher is similar to us getting rid of Mount and Havertz. It's not necessarily player themselves per se. It's the idea they represent that needs to die.
100%.
Once we get rid of Gallagher, for me, the next player that we should target to get rid of is that Alfie Gilchrist guy. He's the next person.
Bring me my pure profit before this guy enters in Kunku.
This guy's so average. He is so bad. Get rid of him.
What do you mean the Goldberg
I'm not gonna make any comments on Gilchrist until I see him play against Preston.
He hasn't even played. No one's even watched this guy play.
I know what Brian is meaning though, because
all due respect to everyone, you guys are waffling. I don't want to see him play.
To be fair, one thing I can say with Brian is that you can already see he's the next one up in the industry.
We agree, but I'm saying if he's talented,
You know what? I saw this early with Gallagher when he was at Palace and when he was at West Brom. I saw this early with Mount when he was at what was it?
Fatisse.
People in 2 years, you guys will be telling me get rid of Gilchrist. You are right, Prime. Watch.
Prime, you know how you're saying
Prime
would be.
Prime, the worst thing is as well, like you say Cobham, we literally have a better Cobham centre back out on loan right now in Humphreys.
Thank you.
So if you want to go down the Cobham thing, we've got a better player already out right now.
But Oliver,
one is light skin and the other one
no. But it does
it doesn't represent enough. So.
No, Jazz. Does Humphreys on Terry every night? No, he doesn't. Proper Chelsea, okay? Go Chris John Terry.
Give me straight down to the business, man. A Red Bull and a bowl of oat, man. None of the fancy shit.
Well, that being said, ladies and gents, had one hell of a call-in show. as expected, because it is a transfer window, and we're all just scintillating to see what Chelsea are gonna do. But that being said, big up to all of you who joined in today. Scintillating, yeah.
Scintillating. Chelsea and scintillating. Allah Akbar, fam. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, ladies and gents, thank you so much for joining us today. Everyone, especially big up to all the people who called in today. Big up to all of you guys. We're gonna go ahead and raid Staffy TV today, so go ahead and copy and paste that message. Let's see what's gonna happen with Jadon Sancho and the news that he has on his end with United and all that, right? So check that out. Friend of the channel. We'll probably get him on here one time. Sure. But yeah, big up to you guys. Be sure to smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. Be sure to also subscribe to the channel because we are on our way to 2.4 K, which, hey man, that's closer to 3K, which is the goal, right? So let's start off the new year right. Let's try to hit our goals, and let's keep growing the channel. Be sure to share if you haven't done so already as well. If you have someone in mind that might like this kind of content, by all means. We do the call-in show at the first of every month, so if you're interested in doing something like this as well, just not the first of every month, the first Wednesday of every month. So be sure to check out our, I guess, the post transfer window call-in show, which is going to be on the first Wednesday of February. Be sure to be here and have your say. And we'll rotate the panel. But big up to everyone. Like I said, check out the links in the description as well. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on everything that we discuss in today's show. Also, be sure to check out the memberships, which, by the way, big up to our proper casual and higher tiered members who get a shout out at the end of every show, which is going to be OG Turbo Jesus, Dark Scott, Adrian, Will, A Solomon. Big up to you guys for the support, and big up to everyone else who's also a member for the support. We'll be back at some point during the week. I don't know the schedule yet. I'm still trying to situate myself in the new house.
We have a cup game on Saturday.
Appreciate it, Oliver. So we'll probably do cup review Saturday, and then Sunday we'll probably be doing the Casual Chelsea show and discussing more in depth about everything that we pretty much talked about today. The Oliseh links. Tuesday we'll probably do a stream. It's gonna be busy, man. Busy January. I don't think we have a midweek game. I mean we do, but
we do. We have the Carabao Cup, remember? First semi-final.
Carabao Cup is on Tuesday.
Oh shit! Yeah, 9th, isn't it? No, yeah. 6,
Maybe.
7, 8, 9.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be busy over here on Casually FC. So do subscribe so that you catch all the content on here, especially if you enjoy our coverage of the transfer window while we're doing it. But yes, all right, guys, thank you so much for being here. As always, copy paste that raid message. Show Staffy TV some love. I'll catch you guys over there, and as always, stay casual. Peace.
Off you go, Chris.